Good morning, everybody. How are you? It's Uncle Bruce here. Stock Markets with Bruce from Creston, British Columbia in Canada, your neighbor to the north if you're down in the US. Welcome one, welcome all to the show today. It is May the 6th, 2021, and another day in paradise. What can I say? We're going to have a warm day here in Creston. By the way, if you're curious about my weather, don't know about your weather, but today we're going to be up to 77 degrees in good old Creston, British Columbia. The warmest day since last September, and it's our first actual warm day. Like there actually will be heat felt if you're in the sunshine. And it's I know for a lot of you down there, you're going, what? Oh, it's 77, Bruce? I mean, come on. In the shade, we're warmer than that. I know. I miss the heat. I love heat from the desert. I love living in Palm Desert, and I didn't mind 114 degree afternoons. Not that I went out running around in the sunshine like a madman, but I loved it in the morning when it was already 80 degrees in the morning. And then it would be 85 in the shade as it was 95, 100 degrees out. I didn't mind a bit. Put the fan on in the living room and set the air conditioning to about 78, 80 degrees with the air going. Great. I love it. I miss it, and I can't wait to experience that again. Crossing our fingers, Jen and I are hoping that this winter will be down south. I just hope you guys down in the USA are going to get those vaccination shots and bring those virus case counts down, and let's hope the travel opens up and away we go. That would be wonderful. I'm watching closely the CDC rules and proposed travel restrictions and stuff, because of course many of us in Canada love to head south for winter, or we'd like to head to Europe sometime again. And so we're all watching these developments. We're watching right now the latest news on the cruise ships. What's going to happen with the cruise lines? I noticed this morning. I will note that Norwegian had is having a rough pre-market today. Shares are under pressure because they released their financials today and they confirm what everyone expected. No revenue in, nothing but losses. We expected that. We expected. Forecast, for the next quarter, nothing much going to happen either. The earliest that cruise ships can start sailing will be sometime in July, and even then they'll be under such restrictions. The market is slowly figuring it out. I think that cruise lines, because they're going to be sailing with one hand tied behind their back, they're not going to make any money. Their cruise lines, I think, are hoping they can sail to just stop losing money. If they could just about break even, like lose money, but like only 50 million a month instead of 200 million a month, or in the case of Carnival, maybe lose 100 million a month instead of 600 million a month, because right now they're burning and have been for over a year, 600 million a month. Carnival has lost $8 billion. The three big cruise lines, Carnival, Norwegian, and Royal Caribbean, which represent 3/4 of the cruise lines out there, collectively have borrowed about $60 billion of cash. They've either borrowed it from bankers, bond offerings that they've done, and stock sales. And they are they're so in the hole. It's just unbelievable. And when you're only allowed to operate at half capacity at best for the foreseeable future, when you can start, and even when you can start, you can only start with a couple of ships at a time. You can't even use the entire fleet yet. We're talking another year before cruise lines are really possibly back into, business. I just read this morning about the CDC talking about restricting the what was it I'm going to come up with? Oh yeah, the food. It's all about the food. You know how we love talking about food here. The buffets. No buffets. If you're going to be in the buffet area of the cruise ship, you're going to wait. You're going to get an appointment. Number one, you're going to have a reservation, a time that you're allowed to show up. The seating area will be structured so that there will only be tables available for maybe a third of the people that there used to be tables available for. They'll just eliminate the tables right out of that. They won't even be there. It's not like they're going to rope them off and you can't sit at them. They won't even be there. they're going to not allow you to self-serve. So you're going to basically arrive at the front of the line. The line will be staggered, obviously, but you'll have your mask on and you'll get to the buffet, and then behind the counter, the employees of the cruise ship, you will point to what you want. They'll hold your plate the entire time, and they have the gloves on and their mask and everything, and you will not be allowed to take an extra chicken wing. You have to ask for an extra chicken wing or another drumstick or whatever you want, and that's the way it's going to be. And so you're going to be very staggered, very restricted. You'll be then escorted to your table, and you will stay there, and you will not pour your own drink. That will be brought to you. And so the cruise line used to use always has used the buffet area as the place they hope you would go for lunch and dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because they can crank the food out in huge volumes with lower staff numbers. Just crank the stuff out. One person makes the eggs, one person does bacon, or 10 people do eggs and bacon, whatever the number has to be. And the salads and everything else, and they just keep replenishing everything. And then they got the cleaners, the servers to just clean up dishes. And if you have been a cruiser, you know how hectic it can be at breakfast and lunchtime, and partially at dinner, when 500 people show up, 800 people show up to eat within a 15-minute window. It gets kind of hairy and crazy. That is gone. And the volumes that the cruise lines used to do in the buffets just made it beautiful for them to make just oodles of profits, because they calculated in their profit and loss scenarios how many times on a cruise most people would go to the buffet, especially families with children. They would just head to the buffet. And there's got to be something in the buffet the kid will eat, has been the mentality. If the kid eats fries and chicken wings or fish fingers, fish sticks, perfect. It's the cheapest food you can make as a cruise line. Feed these people with cheap product, and let them just chow down like grazing cows, and out they go. High volume in, high volume out, high volume production, low cost per person. Those of us who go to the dining room, the main dining room, we're the problem. We go to the main dining room and we want, obviously we want service from our waiter. We will they'll have the busboys, they will have the captain, they'll have the real high-end dishes, and then they have the chefs down below. Yes, they do make volume amounts of certain foods, but certain foods have to be done one at a time, like a New York strip steak. You can't just pre-make 15 of them and just grab one. It's got to be served hot, and a couple of logistics have to be overcome there with respect to getting the food from the kitchen up to the dining room to your table. And some foods can be pre-made, some foods cannot, and that costs more money. It's a higher quality grade of eating. Costs more money to serve it. You're not going to turn over people as fast in the dining room as you are in the buffet. And so that is more expensive to the cruise line. And then the high-end cruise line, the high-end restaurants in the cruise lines, the ones that charge you extra, like the steakhouse, the Japanese village one, or the Chinese food one, or the Italian food one. Again, they're specialized with an even stricter menu and labor, but they will charge you a premium to use it. But it might be $10 a person, $20 a person, then it's going to run them. They'll just break even on you on those. And so there's no money made unless you buy some alcohol. It's a big back and forth with the cruise lines, but with the restrictions coming up, this could be devastating for the cruise lines. The restrictions coming up to limit passengers to 40 to 50% on the ship to start with. Number 2, balcony rooms only, probably. Number 3, reservations for everything. Poolside lounges 6 feet apart, unless it's a couple, husband and wife, traveling companions. We're talking a whole new experience, and it's going to be very sterile, and it's not going to be as much fun as it used to be. And this is the Achilles heel of the cruise line. They're worried that passengers are just not going to be accepting of this kind of a restrictive holiday when they can go to Disneyland or Disney World. They can go to Disney World in their RV and rent an RV site at Wilderness, or they can book a hotel room in the resorts, although the hotels will have restrictions, but you won't feel it. You'll be in a 200, 300 square foot, 500 square foot room, depending on how much money you want to drop, 1,000 square foot hotel room. You will have the service. You you will be able to walk outside. You won't feel that, restriction. And the other thing with cruise lines, the probable problem is a probable issue is the CDC is saying to the cruise lines, when you get to Caribbean country such and such, only escorted tours. So you have to have a ship employee or a tour guide employee, arranged, and the passengers go right from the ship into a bus. They go to where they go. They come back into the bus, back to the ship, right back on the ship. You can't stay on the ship and then leisurely walk around yourself. You can't just explore an area on your own. You have friends living on the island, you're not going to see them. You're not going to be allowed to see them. You are restricted to cruise ship itineraries only. And this is a turnoff for folks who have relatives and friends in the Caymans and in Jamaica and in the Dominican Republic or San Martin, or you name it. You cannot have unescorted shore excursions for now. So this is a turnoff. This is a problem. And not all Caribbean countries are open and will be allowed by the CDC to be visited. And that's another issue. Cruise lines don't know where they can go. And so they don't know what they can offer you. And so you don't know where you're going. You don't know what you're getting. You don't know what the restrictions are. And you're asking yourself, why am I doing this? Why don't I just take an all-inclusive holiday down to Cancun, Mexico, Cozumel, over to Puerto Vallarta, perhaps on the West Coast? Why don't I do an all-inclusive, go to Dominican Republic, wherever, and just have a semblance of normalcy? Got the beach, and I don't have to wear a mask when I'm at the beach. But if I'm on the pool deck of a cruise ship, I might have to wear a mask on my lounger. That's not what I'm here for. I don't need a tan line that excludes this. So I've got a white mouth, nose area, and I'm tanned everywhere else. Not gonna do it. So there's problems in paradise, and investors just might be for the first time in a long time, paying attention to the fundamentals of what the cruise lines could really deliver when it's all said and done. And at the moment right now, Norwegian is only down 85 cents at $29 a share. It is not getting pummeled, but it is off. It was as low as 28.40, something like that. It's now 28.95, 29 bucks. Yeah, this is not looking good. I've said this before about cruise lines, and I've been saying this for a year. They've been overpriced for a year because people have been buying them on the hope that they can go cruising again. Not on the fundamentals of the cruise business, but on the hope and wishes and dreams and aspirations of going cruising again. And so they're buying the stock because they just have a sentimental feeling for it. Wrong way to invest. Wrong. You don't invest for sentimentality. You invest for fundamentals and to make money. Sorry, you're trying to make money in the market, not friends. And showing your loyalty to a Norwegian stock, or Royal Caribbean stock, or Carnival stock isn't going to make you money. What's going to make you money is if these cruise lines can operate at 100% occupancy, and that they can eat through all those credits that they've offered, which are billions. There's got to be, God, I bet you there's got to be 20 billion in credits out there that they've got to honor before they make any money. I mean, it is a long road back for the cruise lines. The bankers know it. They've signed 7-year loans, 10-year loans. Management knows it. But the passengers, I don't think they get it. I don't, it's not the passengers' fault, by the way. But some investors don't get it. I shouldn't say passengers don't get it. The passengers are going to see it firsthand, just what it's like when they get on a ship and go, oh man, this is so different than it used to be. This is just not as nice as it used to be. This used to be so relaxing. It used to be so much fun. Now it is just like being in an army barracks with restrictions everywhere, and can't go here on my own, can't do this, can't do that. I have to now book this, I have to book that. This is not fun. This is just not fun. I don't want to be regimented on a cruise ship. It's coming, kids, and I'm sorry to say it's coming. Cruise lines will at best be worth half of what they were once worth when they were at their highs. And unfortunately for all three cruise lines, the big three cruise lines, they're above those levels right now. They're at those levels or above those levels. They are at their high that they're going to be for the next 3 years, or they're too high. They're over where they should be for the next 3 years. And there's nothing but misery and heartache. Yeah, it's not going to be good. Sorry to bring you down on it, but that is a reality. Airlines, I don't know why you're buying airline stocks. Do not buy airline stocks. Avoid at all costs. The airline companies are going to be going into a full schedule, which means competition will be at peak efficiency. They will be at each other's throats for business. They will have their margins come right back down to where they used to be, razor thin. They're high volume, razor thin profitable business, if they're profitable at all. And all airlines are in debt way more now than they were a year and a half ago. And there is no upside in stocks for airlines long term. There's none. Boeing might be a buy long term. It just might be a buy long term, but they too have borrowed money in the downturn. And they're going to be struggling to kind of get up and going again. And they still have issues with their aircraft here and there. What can I say? Question from Carbon Maximus. Sorry, just woke up, but what are your thoughts on the volume drop yesterday at the closing regarding GameStop? Thanks, Uncle B. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know if there was a glitch in the system. There was something about, somebody was saying something about 1 million shares of volume disappeared on the GameStop share. It makes no difference. It means nothing to us. It makes no difference to the future of the stock, today's action. There's nothing personal here. It's probably a computer glitch. It's just a marketing problem at the New York Stock Exchange. We need not worry. People who bought and sold stock got their fills, and the exchange will figure it out, and it's all okay. What you want to know about at GameStop, and what I'll talk about this morning, the bottom line is this. There's a congressional hearing today, and everyone in the media, for convenience sake, is calling it the GameStop hearings. But here's the reality. GameStop is not at the hearings. The GameStop hasn't been at any of the hearings. This is the third one now. Is this the third one? GameStop management have not been brought in, and they will not be brought in, because this is not a GameStop hearing at all. What this is a hearing about is the brokerage business, the investment business, is being investigated on how they handled the trading of GameStop shares and the handling of BlackBerry shares and Bed Bath & Beyond shares and AMC shares and all the other meme stocks. That's what it is. It's not a hearing about Reddit. They're not having a hearing about Wall Street bets. Those people aren't on trial. They're not in trouble. There's no congressman trying to outlaw internet sites where we talk about stocks. Don't get sucked into this narrative. That's not what it is. The chairman of the SEC is there today. Is Gary Gensler, the new guy? It's his first time in front of the committee as chairman. They're going to grill him, especially the Republicans. They're going to try to grill this guy. He's been there 2 weeks. He wasn't the chairman when the stock did what it did, by the way, with GameStop in January. He wasn't the chairman. That chairman's gone. That Republican-nominated Trump guy is gone. You want to talk to what happened in the market when that, you got to talk to the people who were running it at the time, and they're not. I don't think they're in front of Congress today. I don't think so. So it's not a GameStop story. It's a GameStop related story, but it's not a GameStop story. I have to commend actually CNBC this morning. They interviewed a congressman, a Republican, who's on the committee, and Joe Kernan went into this GameStop bias about, well, the committee is going to have a meeting today, and I guess you're going to talk about what happened with GameStop and how the corporation is running it. He said, no, it's not about the corporation. We're not here for the corporation. We're not here to talk about GameStop, the company. What they're doing is corporately is their business, and they're doing what they have to do for their shareholders. And Kernan kind of said, well, got to admit, the stock didn't go back to $20 a share. I got to say, and it's kind of hanging around this 160 level is pretty good. No kidding. No poop, Joe. You know what I want to say. Unbelievable. The bias in the media against GameStop is just never ending. It is just vitriol. It is just so baked in. They can't contain themselves. They just want to jump on GameStop so badly, and it's pathetic is what it is. It's just pathetic. What can I say? The bottom line for you guys on on GameStop, the bottom line on GameStop, last night or yesterday afternoon, their credit rating was improved lifted by the S&P. Now, some of you are like going, well, so what? Why should I give a damn, Bruce? Why do I need to care about this crap? I'll tell you why. This is the kind of stuff that stockbrokers, former stockbroker, guys like us pay attention to this stuff because we know the ramifications of an upgrade or a downgrade, what they really are. And a lot of you out there have no clue what S&P or other rating agencies upgrades or downgrades mean to public companies. In the case of GameStop, some of you were wise enough and astute enough to mention on this show that when the company paid off their loan, their long-term loan last week or on the 30th of April, some of you figured out, you know what this means. A bunch of covenants have been lifted on the company under the deal they had with that debt deal they had, the 10% loan they were paying for $217 million or whatever it was. Not only did they have to pay the $27 million a year, $20 million a year in interest, obviously 20 plus million in interest, they also were restricted in what they could and could not do financially because the banker set it up in such a way that they were first in line for cash, that shareholders were behind the banker. If they wanted to do a special dividend or any kind of a dividend, not until I'm paid out. You're not hanging out. You're signing over authority to us. You have committed and have committed your company to no dividends to any shareholder as long as you owe us money. You also cannot do a takeover. You cannot issue stock from your treasury and buy another company. There were all kinds of restrictions placed on this company. Tons. Those are all gone now. Those are all gone. That deal is a signed off deal. That loan doesn't exist anymore. The company is free to do whatever the heck they want. On top of the fact that they just raised $551 million additional cash to now be sitting on about $950 million, almost $1 billion. The company is completely different financially today than they were 2 weeks ago. A month ago, they didn't have this kind of cash. But the S&P upgrade. This is interesting. Now, Standard & Poor's, and then there's also another outfit, at the moment, this name escapes me. There's another rating agency. They will likely also upgrade the company's financials by lifting the credit rating of the company and taking the company off what is called credit watch. They were on sort of a warning list to pension funds, mutual funds, and other bankers and institutions where the rating agency was saying, look, we're putting these guys on credit watch because they had to sign a loan deal with lenders at 10% interest in a world where the prime rate is 2.5%. We're just putting it out there. They've done that with all the cruise lines. All the bonds issued by cruise lines right now are junk bonds. Every single bond ever issued has been downgraded by the ratings agencies. Moody's is the other one here. Standard & Poor's and Moody's. They downgraded all cruise ship bonds to junk. GameStop bonds would have been junk rated had they wanted to issue more, but they couldn't issue more because they were on credit watch. And it also meant that a number of hedge funds, a number of mutual funds, a number of ETF funds, a number of index funds would not buy GameStop stock because they were on credit watch with S&P. There's no rule out there. There's no law saying that just because a company's on credit watch, a mutual fund can't buy the stock. It's basically internal, the internal rules that a mutual fund sets when it creates itself and goes to the public with a prospectus to say, hey, public, we will offer you shares in our mutual fund. You can buy units in our mutual fund. But these are the rules and covenants that we operate under. Now, one mutual fund might say, we only invest in bonds. Another mutual fund says, we only invest in U.S. publicly traded companies. Another one says, we only invest in dividend-paying companies. Others are, we invest our money and track the Dow Jones 30 Industrial or the S&P 500, or we're a retail, we follow retail stocks. We're growth oriented. We're into the computers. You know the mutual fund business. If you don't, it is so widely varied along with ETFs. There's an ETF and a mutual fund for everything. All right. So if you're into shorting stock, you're into takeovers, you're into IPOs, you're into whatever kind of part of the market you want to be into, there's probably a mutual fund or an ETF for you. but they all have their fees and their management expenses and all, and you have to decide yourself whether you want to be into these deals or not. Some of these are in-house deals, like they're in-house ETFs or mutual funds that are run by the big investment houses, and others are independently run funds that are out there that are not involved with an investment bank. They are their own entity. In any event, every one of these guys, every single fund, of which there are probably thousands, certainly globally, thousands, they all have their own internal rules and restrictions as to what they will not go into. And many of them, and I mean thousands of them, have one of their little covenants is we will not invest in companies that are on credit watch. We will not invest in companies that have junk bonds. We will not invest in companies that are, under the watchful eye of the credit agencies because they could be shaky. This is standard business everywhere. But what we're talking about here, and what I'm trying to get to you, is it could well be that trillions, and with a T, trillions of dollars of funds cannot invest in GameStop until today, where up until today, they were forbidden to be able to buy common stock of GameStop if they wanted to. It's not like now they have to. There's no rule saying, now you must buy GameStop now. No, they're all free to do what they want. But one of the covenants that held them back has been removed, and it's a big one. This is big. When a credit agency removes a company from a restriction list, and they actually come out and say, they raised $551 million of additional cash. They now have over $900 billion in hand. These guys are converting the company from brick and mortar to e-commerce. They have the money to do so. This kind of statement from a credit agency is a big deal, a really big deal. It will make no headlines in the New York Times, Wall Street Journal. It will make no headlines on CNBC. You will get no help from massive media exposure. This is one of those little things that guys like me and stock analysts, hedge fund operators, mutual fund managers, every mutual fund in the world is aware that yesterday GameStop was taken off the credit watch list. That was huge, and it's just solidified the company to a much higher level of respectability and stableness, much more stable looking company. So now, going forward, as Mr. Cohen does what he does and brings in his CEO and announces the first quarter financials and has their annual meeting and builds out their fulfillment center in Pennsylvania, maybe announces another fulfillment center somewhere else, and they shut stores down. These funds, of which, again, there are thousands of them with all of their internal analysts, they all have their own analysts, they all can look at GameStop every month and take another look at it, take another look at it, take another look at it. Has the company moved down the road to respectability, to solid base, to a point where, you know what, we gotta consider this stock in our portfolio. We operate 45 different mutual funds. One of those funds is a small retailer fund, or it is a e-commerce mutual fund, or it is a electronic games computer online seller, whatever they're called. There's a gazillion versions of them out there. And it could be there's a mutual fund out there with 60 different funds, and 5 of the funds could buy into GameStop. And they have their little meetings every month and say, well, what companies are we dumping from our fund, and what companies are we going to pick up? And you get into these high growth speculative funds, and there's a ton of those. And a bunch of these guys are going, we couldn't buy GameStop last month, but we can this month. They're off the restricted list. Well, why would we want to buy them? Well, look what they're doing over here. And you never know. GameStop could start getting picked off and picked up by long-term funds that are just going to buy up the stock here, especially on dips. They might pick up this stock, and the shorters, this is another death by 1,000 cuts for short sellers. This is another cut that was inflicted yesterday. They kind of went, oh, ouch, got hit again. Another little knife cut came through here. Yeah, because the GameStop story is getting less and less speculative. It's getting less and less shaky. It's getting less and less. Oh, they could go to business. No, that's not the talk anymore. With almost $15 a share cash in the bank, they're not going out of business at all. With $1 billion lying around, they're not going out of business. It's a question of how big are they going to get? What's their growth curve going to be like? Have they turned it around is the question. And if they have, how fast are they turning this around? And what's the upside on this thing? And that's what the new CEO is all about. We're going to find out who that is. And that individual will likely then be the spokesperson for the company for a while, along with Mr. Cohen. And they're going to, I think, be very aggressive in letting all of us know where they're at and where they're headed. And so that move yesterday by S&P, on the surface, you probably didn't see the announcement anywhere. Some of you actually found the link and sent it to me on email. I thank you very much. And it wasn't much of a statement. It was like a sentence. It was a tiny little thing. But that tiny little announcement from S&P is actually possibly a multi-billion-dollar difference in the book value of this company going forward. Huge. The market cap of GameStop could be dramatically affected to the upside because a whole bunch of funds out there. And remember, mutual fund companies are different entities, and they're different companies, and they're different management. And they fight against each other for credibility. They fight against each other for performance. And they're always looking to be the leader in their sector, to be the best performing fund or to be in the top 25 percentile of all the mutual funds. If you've ever received documentation from a mutual fund company trying to get you to invest in them, you will see how they brag about how well they do, how great they are, and what kind of return you can make if you buy into them. Anyone who misses the boat now from GameStop, where it's at 161 today, where it really should be trading at 486 and could be at really upwards of 700-800 a share, depending on how many splits we're talking about. Anyone who misses this boat is going to feel it, because other mutual funds who are into this thing will have much higher performance levels for their quarter and for their year and so on. And this is why GameStop today and tomorrow and next week and the week after will be probably very closely scrutinized by a whole bunch of mutual funds and hedge funds and ETFs that would never have looked at it because it had a restriction against it. It had a credit watch rating on it from S&P. All that is gone. The credit rating's been raised, and I suspect it'll be raised again. I don't think this is it. I think the corporation will get their credit rating raised likely every 3 months to every 6 months by Moody's and S&P as their balance sheet gets stronger, and they either raise more cash from selling stock or bring more cash in from operations and or improve margins by reducing costs and improve their sales side on the e-commerce side versus brick and mortar. All of this is positive, and will attract investment funds into the stock. And they're going to be 5-year holders, 10-year holders. As long as Mr. Cohen wants to run the show, they'll jump in on that. They're watching like we are. Who's the CEO you've got picked? Who you got in mind? Tell us who that CEO is. As soon as you're ready, let us know. Because based on that individual, that could set the tone for institutional investors for the next couple of years, where they'll go, you bringing in this person who came from that company over there? We're interested. That's now where you are really talking our language. You're talking institutional investor interest, where we'll buy up stock. We got cash. We don't margin it. We just pay cash for stock. And for you guys out there as retail investors, this is what you want to hear badly. You want to hear this so badly because you want to know that cash buyers, institutional cash buyers, are coming in for long-term timeframes to buy up this paper and gobble it up. And it just takes paper away from the shorters like you can't believe. It becomes a big problem. Bobby Sublimin. Thank you, Bobby Sublimin, for becoming a member of this channel. This is awesome. While I'm yapping away, we got another member here. We have, here we go, Richard Eves. Thanks, Richard Eves, new member. Welcome aboard the channel. Nice to have both of you guys here with us today. Appreciate that. All you gals out there who are joining us as well. A lot of women are joining this channel. Thank you, all of you ladies. appreciate you following this channel and being comfortable here. It's great that more and more females are joining up with this member channel. You're free to watch if you're not a member. It's no cost to watch. Listen to what I have to say. If you like it, I hope you do. If you just want to make a comment, you can always send a super chat with a comment if you like, a couple of bucks, whatever you want to do. Or if you'd like to join us as a member, that is the way to go, because you become a member of this channel like Richard just did. What'll happen is you will receive from time to time alerts for members only, member alerts from yours truly. Every time there's some breaking information that you need to know about between my live shows. And you will also get from time to time stocks that I will add to my favorite list that you might want to look into. You might go, oh, he likes that one now. He likes this stock. I got to look into that, and I'll give you reasons why you want to take a look at this particular company and what the upside could be. Members get an advance warning on all of this stuff over non-members. And again, thank you, all of you who have become members and who are staying members and rolling over your membership. You're getting a different color logo beside your name every month. Fantastic. I'm so glad you're here. And Jennifer and I are humbled and are so blown away by your support of this channel to keep us on the air and keep us going. Thank you all so much. Thank you again, all of you who've been ordering these over here, of these cell phone amplifiers. We just got a shipment in yesterday. And Jennifer right now is scouring the house for packaging materials. Jen has to mail these. I autograph them. Jen autographs them at your request. And then she packs them up. And we then get to the post office and mail them out through airmail to you. If you want one of these cell phone amplifiers, you just need to make a $60 donation to our PayPal site. $60 US donation. And you'll get one sent to you by airmail. So hang on, those of you who've ordered these, you're about to receive them. We're going to get them out here in the next few days. But as I said, Jen is scouring the house right now, going, "Oh gosh, I got all these. I got to find materials. How am I gonna pack them?" And so we're working on that right now. So next day or two, out they go, and we'll be down to. I will probably be down to only about 10 or 12 left, and that'll probably be it for a while as we sell these out. These are perfect for summertime. Outdoor enjoyment. They are non-electronic. They're non-battery operated. There's no software in there, no dials, no knobs. It's a hunk of wood that has been put together by Marshall Thompson here in town, and they're perfect to put your cell phone in right here. Sound comes blaring out right here. It's a cell phone amplifier, and your cell phone now gets blasted across the deck or across your kitchen when you got all the appliances rolling along. You got your phone going, whether you're listening to me or you're just listening to music or a podcast, whatever you're doing. These are fantastic. You take them with you camping, put them on the picnic table, and they just rock. A lot of folks have these in their offices. They put them in their offices, and that's where they put their cell phone, and they wonder, where's my cell phone? It's in the cell phone amplifier. Where do you think it is? It's always in the cell phone amplifier. And so a lot of folks are using these, and I appreciate you ordering those. Just let us know if you're making an order through PayPal. Send us the $60 US and give us your address, please, your mailing address, and tell us if you'd like an autograph from Jennifer and I. We'll autograph it for you as well, and be happy to get you one. So thank you, all of you, for your support of this channel in every way you support us. We love you guys. We're now 20 minutes away from the opening. And on GameStop, we're at $161.15, up $1 something, $1.05, $1.60 a share. Nothing much going on. There's no news released this morning officially that I know of. All eyes are on Washington for the congressional hearings. And I'm going to tell you right now, snooze fest, snore fest, do not expect anything good to come out of there. The only thing I would like to hear, or one of the things I'd like to hear from the new chairman, and I really would like it, if a congressperson asked this chairman specifically a question regarding short selling of stock. I would like to have the chairman confirm that the SEC is going to require all institutional investment companies out there, that means hedge funds, mutual funds, pension funds, ETFs, everything else, that they must reveal their short positions like they must reveal their long stock positions. It's been far too long. Secrecy of short selling is an absolute joke, and it's an absolute black eye on the industry. And it just goes to show us on the outside how stacked the deck is against those of us out there who are not institutions. No, not that we as people have to declare our positions, but institutions can hide their shenanigans by not having to reveal their short positions of stock. The other thing that won't get done, should get done, but will not get done, is the revelation of positions of derivatives. That will never happen. I think that the SEC and that the Congress and Senate are so dominated by lobbyists to absolutely not allow derivative licensing or derivative ratings or derivative disclosures to the public. They're going to try to keep that quiet. And that's where you get bets made against GameStop that we don't see at all. It doesn't happen on the market. It happens off the market. So you're going to have institution number one and institution number two. And these two guys, one thinks the stock's going up and one thinks the stock's going down. And they go to institution number three that offers a derivative, which is an artificial instrument to, in effect, pay off a bet to the buyer or the buyers of each side of this derivative trade, the long and the short, based on the movement of the stock in a set period of time. It's like an option, but it's an unlisted option. And it's a complicated series of deals. And it might even include 10 stocks at the same time, which could be all the meme stocks combined. There could be a million formulas of how to put a derivative together. And you and I will never see that light at the light of day. We'll never see the light of day of that. And what's happening here is what we don't know. We can suspect, but we don't know that there could well be 15 hedge funds out there that collectively have $3 billion on the line. And all of them are betting that GameStop will be lower in the next week, month, quarter, and that they have a vested interest that this stock does not do well. And there's other bettors on the other side of that equation going, hey, if the shares stay where they are, go higher. We're winners, you're losers. And there's gazillions of dollars on the line, and it's leveraged like you cannot believe. So the more the stock moves one way or the other, the billions just pile up. And we do not see it. We will never get a handle on it. The SEC is not allowed to demand to see it because Congress won't let them have it. They won't make institutions reveal these positions. And this is where the Archegos problems come from, or Archegos-like problems come from. These Archegoses get into unbelievable trouble because they're leveraged 40 to 1 on every dollar they've got. They got $40 of leverage. And you get a GameStop stock or a Tesla stock, or you get an Apple stock. I don't care who it is. It doesn't really matter. It can be a stock. It can be a bond. It can be an interest rate. It can be any kind of measurement. But in the case of GameStop, there are entities out there with so much money on the line that this stock cannot go up. It cannot go up because it's billions of dollars in losses if it does. And this is why I think, again, Bruce the individual, my opinion, there are short attacks coming on this stock all the time. And we'll see for hours. The stock will dribble up, and then in 5 minutes, zit, drop $8 a share, no explanation. And it'll just zip down there for a while, trickle along there for a while, come back, and then zit, another $8 drop, $5 drop, $6 drop, $12 drop. Out of nowhere, makes no sense whatsoever. This is so manipulated. No one investigates it. No one touches it with a 10-foot cattle prod. The New York Stock Exchange looks the other way. The SEC never cares. The company, I don't know what they're doing. I kind of wish they had a proactive person in that company to report this kind of activity to authorities and have it investigated. I can't tell you how many times I have seen these attacks on GameStop shares in the last, 3 months now. And I'm convinced that there are put buyers, people who are buying put contracts, loading up just before the stock gets hit. And they're cashing in on their puts way more than they're losing on the short little game we're playing over here on the stock. No one investigates the correlation between the two. From what I can tell you, the Justice Department, invisible. The SEC, nowhere to be seen. And no one asks anyone at the SEC publicly what the hell's going on. And that to me is a dereliction of duty, sign of the times. And I just ask myself, how long will this continue? I believe, though, that eventually it will come to the point where, with what happened yesterday on the S&P upgrade, these kinds of announcements, more developments with the company, more and more investors will just come in here and buy for the long term, and they will not flip it. They'll buy it at 160, 161, and they'll hold it. And it'll go to 170, 71, and they won't sell. It goes to 180, they won't sell. It goes to 190, they're not selling. And there's going to be a shortage of paper for those who are going to need it. And the ones who are going to need it are the shorters and the derivative players who are on the wrong side of this market. And they are going to pay a dear price, a terrible price, as these shares go higher. And eventually they will have to cave and start to buy up the stock and cover up their positions. But that will be at a much higher price than this, and that'll power the shares much, much higher. But anyway, folks, I can't tell you when it'll happen. I can't tell you who's going to do it. I can't tell you what the announcement is that will do it either. I can only give you the evidence that I see as it comes across my desk, comes across my computer screen, and I just see undeniable evidence of a company that's on the right track right now. And yeah, shares might be a little overpriced from certain fundamentals, but in other cases, they are not overpriced. And once the street accepts the fact that GameStop is basically an e-commerce company, and I can understand them saying, not yet, you gotta close more stores, you gotta lift your e-commerce numbers, gotta get up to 65% before we believe it, or 70% of all sales have to be e-commerce, then we'll call you an e-commerce company. I accept that. I think Mr. Cohen accepts it, and he's going, watch this. And I think it's happening very quickly off the front pages of all kinds of exposure. So the surprise will come. There will become a surprise where, oh my gosh, holy moly, these guys are already at 58% e-commerce. They went from 30 to 58% in like a quarter. Oh, whoa, yeah, that's what it's going to be like, and it'll not stop. It'll continue on. There may come a day where the company makes a news announcement, and it says, in the next 3 months, we're shutting down 800 stores. They might just do something like that, like something really dramatic. Or the next 90 days or the next 6 months, 1,500 stores will be shut down. And it'll just come as a complete shock to those who aren't paying attention. It won't come as a shock to us. They'll go, yeah, of course, they're shutting down. They're going to go down to 1,000 stores from 5,000. And they're going e-commerce all the way. That's where they're going. That's where the money is for these guys. We won't be shocked by that. But certain players out there who are walking around with blinders on that just don't pay attention to GameStop until one of the blinders gets knocked off and they go, whoa, what's this thing doing? Then you'll hear the street go, oh, wow, look at this. But that'll be too late for those guys, because by that point, the stock could be so much higher per share. By the time they get in, they're the ones paying the highest price for the stock. But of course, the stock will be worth it. So in any event, right now it's on sale. 161, the stock is on sale for about 66% off. I think it's about 2/3 off. It's 1/3. It's trading at 1/3 where it should be. That's just me. I'm just a guy in front of a computer in his living room in Creston saying, hey, how's it going? I hope you like it. I'm trying to explain the market in plain English to you, and I hope it makes sense to you. Thank you, everybody. Garrett, Uncle Bruce, I just want to say happy early Mother's Day to my mom, Cindy, in Brentwood, Tennessee. We love watching and discussing your show, Diamond Hands. So many of you have reached out to Jennifer and I. You've sent us private emails, and just the loveliest messages. So we really appreciate them. We do read. I do read, not Jennifer necessarily. I don't think Jennifer ever bothers, but I do read the comments in the comment section. And there are some nasty ones, real nasty ones, because it's unfiltered there. Anyone can go in there and make a comment. Unlike here, we have to be a member. So it's a little more civilized here. And on email, very few people send me a nasty email because they know I can just click it away. But on the comment section, we get it all. We get very high praise indeed comments. We get so comments, and then we just get slammed. And that's the price you have to pay to be a YouTuber, because you figure out when you become a YouTuber very quickly, you can't make everybody happy ever. Never, ever, no matter what you do, say, wear, think, look, and never, you'll never make everybody happy. And you better get used to it, because if you need full blown universal acceptance, you are not going to make it as a YouTuber. You've got to handle the crazies and the lunatics and the ones who are just bitter, vitriol. It's incredible how much is out there. It's really sad. I do the best I can to eliminate commentators on my comment section that are really nasty. We ban them from the channel. But hey, there's 1 billion people that watch YouTube. Okay. There are hundreds of thousands that have watched me. We've had millions of views on this channel. Right now, there are 2,294 people here right this second, with 8 minutes to go before we open up. And not everybody is a fan, and that's just okay. That's the way it is. But these kinds of comments are beautiful. I just thank you so much for these. All of you guys who are 99.99% of you as members, you're just the best. You're the best of the best. The best YouTube's got. You're here, and I can't thank you enough. I just can't, and so I thank you every day, because I am so grateful that I can do this for a living. That I'm allowed to do this for a living. It is just fantastic. Thank you guys. Yep, Mother's Day coming up, and happy Mother's Day to all moms. And grandmas. Remember, don't forget grandmas. They were moms too. Fantastic. Mom wannabes, you just hang in there, mom wannabes. It's going to be all right. Your turn will come. Don't rush into it. That's my advice to any of you. If you're young and you don't have kids yet, no rush. Don't worry about it. Don't be pressured by your family. Don't ever let that happen. Live your lives. And get things settled in, and figure out what you're going to be doing, and you're going to be okay. When the time comes, and it'll happen. Fantastic. For Jen and I, we were 32 when we had our one and only, and I didn't want kids. I didn't want any children. I was quite happy if the two of us were just going to be growing old together. We were going to travel the world. And we had relatives with kids, and that was great. Like pets. You got a pet dog? Oh, great. I'll come and visit you, play with your pet dog. But then I'm leaving. And the same with the kids, with the relatives. They're nice and all. They're cute. But at the end of the night, we're out of here. And then, surprise, we got a surprise. And we ended up with a little one. And we've been very fortunate. And as adults, as 32-year-old parents, for the one and only time, we were different than had we been parents at age 20 or 21 or 22. We were totally different people. And it reflected on our daughter instantly. Within a year or two, the language she was using, the vocabulary she had, and the voracious reading that she was into was a direct reflection of how much Jennifer read, and how important education was to us. And we would, watch our 3-year-old talk to 6-year-olds, and just talking circles around these kids, and I just couldn't believe it. And we'd find out how many times kids were in daycare, and ours never was in daycare. We just, no way would Jennifer allow that. It was surprising. And then, of course, in school, she was just excelling, and the teachers would give her, extra work to keep her engaged. We would give her all kinds of engaging stuff to do to keep her going. And she ends up with, go to university, a master's degree, and now she's doing just so well as a copywriter and a creator, she's just doing phenomenally well, and I'm very proud of her. We're both very proud of her, and she knows where it came from. She knows why she is able to do what she does. She knows exactly how this came, and moms out there, way to go. My only piece of advice to moms out there, other than whenever you're ready is when you're ready. When you have one, if it's possible, shut the damn television off. turn off the devices and read to the kids. Read books. Just spend that one-on-one time with them. Have them sit on your lap. Get on the couch together, wherever it's comfy, and just read and look at a picture with a kid with a bunch of balloons and all different colors. Start asking how many balloons are up there. How many red ones do you see? How many yellow ones are there? Are there any green ones? Do you see any purple ones? And you play the games. You just engage with the pages. You read the page, but then you talk about the picture on the page. And as time goes on, as they go older, you read a sentence, they read a sentence. You read a page, they read a page. You are the mommy, they're the child, or they're the mommy and you're the child. You role play inside books. We did that with our little one, and she couldn't get enough, and wanted to just absorb as much as humanly possible. And we'd see her reading on her own. She would just be reading and loving it. And then she would literally draw books. She would make her own books, come up with a story in her mind. Then she would then take pages and do drawings, and she'd write little stories, little words underneath each one, and she'd staple it together and then come and present us with a book she just wrote. You're 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old. What? I'm blown. My mind is blown. But that's what comes back at you. It comes back so fast. It's incredible. And it's exciting. Anyway, there you go, guys. You do what you got to do, and it's all good. Welcome one, welcome all. We're 3 minutes from the opening. No more parental advice. Let's talk about the markets. The Dow is up 41 points on the pre-market. The S&P is up 0.6 of a point, so it's not changed. NASDAQ is down 10 points. So there is nothing going on in the market as far as the big indexes go right now. There's really nothing going on. Oil down 12 cents a barrel. GameStop, $160 a share right now. We are two plus minutes away. CNBC commercials, of course. We'll be right back after this commercial so that you can buy something through our advertisers, because that's how we get paid. I get that. It's all good. And here we are. We're getting ready, and we're getting ready, and we're getting ready, and let's see what happens. That's how you create lifelong learners. That is correct. We are doing it. We got her done, and when you create the smartest one in the room, you create the observer, and by creating the observer, they tend to figure out good and bad habits pretty quickly, and they avoid the bad habits and encourage the good habits. They also pick friends going forward in all the rest of their life. They pick friends and associates that are the winners, and they hang out with those guys. And in effect, they get approached by winners. Actually, they actually get approached by fellow observers of life. And the troubled child, we never had her bring home a friend of hers that was a troubled child. We never had that kind of scenario. But boy, she sure saw it. She sure saw it in California in high school. She saw those. She figured out pretty quickly, oh, yeah, that boyfriend and girlfriend over there, they're going to have about 5 kids before they turn 25 the way they're going, because they're living for the moment, and they're guaranteed minimum wage jobs for years because they're going to be young parents with nothing. She figured this out. She figured out the game. She figured out the upside, the down the road plan. It just the observer. What can I say? She's doing great. We still hear it today. Do you remember so-and-so? Oh, yeah, she just had her 4th kid. Oh, boy. Do you remember so-and-so? Yeah, just married for the 3rd time. Oh, gosh. Oh, it just never ends. Anyway, what are you going to do? Sitting Bull, I was 38. My wife was 33. Yep. When you become an adult at this age, you're a different adult. You're a totally different adult at that point in time. You're a different person. Anyway, we're open. Ding, ding, ding. The bells are going. What is happening in the markets? 161 on GameStop. Let's take a look at the market right now as we are cranking up the morning trades. 161.37 on GameStop, up $1.89. The volume, 73,000 for the first tick here, so there's nothing happening on volume. AMC is 9.29, up 12 cents. It was now 9.23. Microvision down 12 cents to 14.36. Fifth Wall at 11.37, down a penny. Vector Acquisition down 2 pennies to 10.25. Navside Holdings up a penny at 9.90. IPOE unchanged at 15.54. Gores Holdings down 7 cents to 11.85. VGAC down 3 cents to 9.96. Starboard down a penny, 9.96. Fortress up 2 pennies to 10.02. That's where we're at the moment. The Dow, 67-point gain to start as it's trying to figure out the direction it's going to head to. The S&P is up 0.6, and NASDAQ down 37 points. We got so little going on here. As we're waiting for the market to figure itself out. GameStop now 160.78. It was 159 for a second here. It's jumping around. Volume now 85,000. There is nothing going on this morning. So there's no announcement from the company this morning. You can tell there's no volume. Will there be an announcement today? It's Thursday. I don't know. Could there be one as the day wears on? Maybe. Will there be one tomorrow? Well, let's hope. Or is it Monday morning? Do we find out then? Have they figured out their final candidate for the CEO position? There's news to be shared with us. 161.54 just jumped up it's now up $2 a share. So the stock GameStop did touch 159 something for a brief moment, and it is now at 161.53, up 205 on the morning. But the volume is 101,000 shares. So it took no stock, like virtually no trading, to be up $2 a share. Will there be an attack on the stock? Oh, most certainly. I mean, you got to think that way. You got to say, oh, sure there will be, because when isn't there an attack on the stock? But is it in 5 minutes from now? Is it in 20 minutes, an hour, sometime in the middle of the day, right at the end of the day? Who knows? Will there be one? Maybe not. You never know with this thing. But there are, I think, billions of reasons why people out there are against the stock and are looking for it to stay down. I don't know how much longer they can keep it happening here, but I will say again, markets are purely a reflection of supply and demand. If there's more demand for a stock at any one moment in time, stock goes up. Keep in mind too, guys, just because GameStop is at 161.54 or AMC is at 9.30 a share, neither of these companies are making any money corporately today from the price of their stock. It makes no difference. If it trades 100,000 shares in the first half hour, trades 20 million shares in the first half hour, the company itself makes no money. They don't get richer. They don't get poorer. More people come into their store to buy stuff or go to their theaters to watch movies. It makes no difference. The stock market is a world unto itself, and it is only a reflection of what people think what's going to happen with this company and its prospects. That's all a stock market is. It's an indicator, a barometer. It is a future predictor, or at least it thinks it is. It is not the stock market is not an instrument to rate the past. The stock market is an instrument to gauge the future. And normally, a stock market price of stocks will reflect the next three months to a year of what the investors think the company is going to be doing and how they're going to do it. That is typically what it has been like over tens of years, 100 years now and longer. So as we speak right now, as I'm sitting here with you, people say to me, Bruce, GameStop is not worth $160 a share book value. I agree. But the market says that between now and the future, this is the price we're prepared to pay today for the future of this company. We think there is a future, and this is the price we're prepared to pay. Now, while I'm talking, it just dropped $2 a share, 159.54 on GameStop. So it is trying to find its range this morning. But the market in general, like Apple and IBM shares and Microsoft and Google, which is Alphabet, Netflix, anybody else, Peloton shares took a dump yesterday. And again, the market is saying to us, if we're just casual observers of Peloton, well, what does the market think about Peloton? Well, yesterday they thought very little. It dropped a lot, and the worry is that Peloton will have a rough couple of quarters going forward. That was the street's interpretation. But 6 months ago, Peloton was hitting all-time highs. And at that point in time, the market was saying, well, 3 to 6 months from now, a year from now, the company's going to keep making a lot of money. Things change, outlooks change, opinions change at a moment's notice. And this is why I come back to you again with in plain English speak, to tell you that, yeah, right now, GameStop is 160 and AMC is 918. That's where they are right now. And that could be the future of the stock or the corporation's mentality by investors. But these two shares, their prices can change dramatically in 15 minutes and 15 seconds based on outside factors that could come in, and who knows what that might be. An interest rate rise, central bankers' comments like Janet Yellen the other day, perhaps an unemployment number like we just saw here. U.S. unemployment claims dropped below 500,000 for the first time since pandemic hit as hiring surges. That could run a market. That can really run a market, but that can also scare a market. It is good for a market because, oh, wow, businesses are hiring and business is booming. Yep. But it could be bad for business because that means labor costs could be higher, which would reduce future profits. And so some stocks will go up with this news and some stocks might be flat, others might drop. It all depends on what the perception of the investor is at this moment in time about this news with respect to the stock they're following. For GameStop, does it matter that there's less than 500,000 claims for unemployment? No, it doesn't matter because GameStop doesn't have to worry about unemployment claims affecting its business. As a matter of fact, more people unemployed who are staying at home will play more games. Folks who are employed will have more money to buy games. And so they win anyway. And because GameStop's going online globally, they're not interested in just the US numbers. Investors of GameStop are beginning to invest in this company knowing they don't just sell to Americans. These guys are worldwide as it is with their 5,000 stores, and with e-commerce, they're totally going global. I'm buying that. That's the company I'm buying into. I'm not buying into the Pittsburgh and Tulsa, Oklahoma location GameStop business. I'm buying into the international GameStop business, and I like the future of the company. And that's what buyers are doing. Sellers are going, I think it's topped out. I don't think it can go any higher. I think at 159, 160, that's it. It might go back to 120 and I'll buy it there. That could be the reasoning of someone who's selling right here. And it's a fair comment to make because some folks say, I'm buying here because it's going to 180 tomorrow or next week. Others are going, no, it's going to 140 next week or tomorrow. And these are the opinions that are out there of 2 people, 4 people, 8 people, 1 million people. It's okay. It's the market. That's how the market works. Some like it. They want in and others want out, or they're just repositioning. And both are repositioning. Someone who's buying GameStop sold something else earlier today or yesterday. Someone who's selling GameStop bought something else this morning or wants to buy something later today or tomorrow. And this is repositioning all over the place. And so some folks have an escalator that they're getting off of, and some have this, they're getting on the same escalator you just got off of down there. They're getting on the escalator you just got off of. That's how this market works in plain English. And there are times it makes no sense, and there are times it makes all the sense in the world. The Dow up 91.3 points. 10 minutes ago, it was listless. Here we are up 91. S&P up 3, still listless, nothing going on. NASDAQ down 15. No conviction on this market at this point in time. Very quiet. That's what we got. That's what we're following. That's what we're seeing here. AMC is now down 6 cents to $9.12 a share. It had opened at $9.41. And it is now dropped to a 9.15, 9.11 or so on 3 million shares, roughly 3.1 million volume on AMC. Microvision started at 14.20, went down to 13.70, is now at 14.45, almost even. Now just dropped to 14.30 to make a liar out of me. Now it's down 18 cents on 1.5 million shares. So stock not yet in the positive. Don't know if it'll get there. Fifth Wall now down a dime at 11.28. Vector down 3 cents to 10.24. Navsite up 2 cents to 9.92. IPOE at 15.39, down 15 cents, getting a better buy all the time. Gores Holdings down 14 cents to 11.78, getting a better buy all the time. VGAC, Virgin Group Acquisition Corp, 9.96, down 2 cents. Bargain deal. That will become 23andMe on the New York Stock Exchange. The symbol will change to ME when that deal goes through. Should be in the next 30 days. I did note this morning, I noticed that Fortress Value, FAII, I saw a filing that was made. I think it was reported yesterday. I had been wondering for the last week or so, why were the shares at like $9.98 and all of a sudden they went to $10.08? Not like that's a dramatic move, but they took a shot. They had a shot last week up to 1026, as a matter of fact. And I thought, what happened to make the stock do that quickly? And I think I found the answer. They've done a new filing with the SEC, like all SPACs are doing, by the way, all of them. And FAII's new filing is in with the SEC. They have had to now restate their financials and their assets and liabilities with all this warrant and talk and all this stuff. It means nothing to us. It really does. It really means nothing to us. They have just adhered to the latest requirements of the SEC. They've made their filings with their securities lawyers. Filings will be accepted, and they will proceed on with their merger. And all of these SPACs that I've recommended to you as my favorites, they will all proceed with their mergers. They will all receive, they will all have their monies released from trust from their IPOs when they went public as SPACs. And all of them have PIPE financing coming in to the tunes of hundreds of millions of dollars flying into these companies. And every one of these guys in the next 30 days, 40 days, they will all be different named companies with all their different stock symbols. And they will all be cash rich, and they will all be very active, telling you and telling me and telling the world what they're doing, what their plan is, what their latest deal is. I think that a number of these companies have deals lined up, one after the other after the other. I'm talking about the private companies that are about to take over these public SPACs. The SPACs have nothing to say other than we're merging with this private company. The private companies, they're busy. They're still working. They're still doing what they do. They're growing. They're expanding. They all know. Every one of these private companies, they know we're merging with this public company. We're going to get the 300-400 million in the bank that's sitting in trust, and we've got 200-500 million more coming from Wall Street, all waiting to land in our bank account the minute the merger is completed. This is happening imminently with us. And they are busy. They're making plans. They're having meetings with their board of directors. They're having private chats over the water cooler. Well, what are we going to do with this $500 million? What are we going to do with this $800 million? What's the plan? What's the plan for the next 6 months? What's the plan for the next year? What do you think we should do? Should we buy those guys? Should we make a takeover offer of these guys? I'm getting the vibe that if we talk to Goldman Sachs, we might be able to put a deal together to acquire 3 different companies, one in Europe, one in Asia, one in South America. We can go global. There's all kinds of stuff going on. There is talk happening at the private company level off the record like you cannot believe, as there should be. That's what they do. And they are going to become more profitable and much larger than they are now as private concerns as soon as these mergers are completed. And they will start coming out with press releases. And I will be here to help you interpret what the hell they're saying to us. And I just don't think that with the stocks, that the shares that have been issued by these SPACs, so many of them are restricted, can't be traded by the insiders of the private company and the insiders of the SPAC, the public company. They can't trade the stock for the first 90 days, 180 days, even the first year. And so the only shares that are allowed to actually free trade all they want are the shares that you have and the shares that were issued under the prospectus. Those are the only shares that can trade. And in some cases, as I've been speculating here, I don't think there'll be enough stock available to trade on these SPACs. That's the bottom line, and I'm sticking to my story. I'm not giving up on it. So let's see what's going on. We've got fun times coming up, kids. Oh, man. Yes. Let's see where we end up, what's going on. It's bagel time for me, says Ona. Bagel time. Yeah. Anyway, Tony said, these have been read ever since I bought them. Tony, you were going to be rewarded. You are going to be rewarded for your efforts, and you're going to have some fun. But even after the deals are done, no rush to make a move, because now you have forever to decide what to do with your stock now that the companies have merged together and are spilling the beans of what their plans are. Some of these companies might take 3 months to tell us everything that they have in mind, everything, because I have a suspicion that they've got step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 all figured out, but they can't talk about step 2 until they complete step 1, and they can't talk about step 3 until they complete step 2. But they've mapped out the future, and it's a beautiful future. And you'll notice that no insiders want to sell stock. And you'll notice that even the employees that are given stock options aren't going to be selling stock because they kind of know, oh, yeah, we know the owner of this company very well. We've worked with this guy for 10 years. This group of owners, this management group, we know these guys. And they now have been given the golden ticket to unleash the fury of what this company is going to become. They have got all this cash and they got publicly traded stock. They have a treasury full of stock certificates. They can now do takeovers and mergers. And they have targeted their next acquisition and the next one and the next one. But they're only going to talk about one at a time because they're not going to tip their cap and tell everybody everything they're going to do in the next year. They're going to need to know basis, but you'll enjoy the ride in the meantime. The stock will start at this 10, 12, 14, 15 range, and then watch out. The first deal takes it to this level. The next deal takes it to that level. The next deal takes it to that level. 6 months from now, they're on the fourth deal. 8 months from now, 9 months from now, a year from now, they're on the fifth deal. These companies are going to transform dramatically in the first year that they're publicly traded with all this cash. And you guys have got to be able to stick around to enjoy the show. That's the price you have to pay. Can you wind up your watch and hang around for it? That's the deal. I'll be watching it. We'll try to keep on it for you. Fred, thank you for this donation. Not financial advice. The QC company H2O Innovations struck a deal with the largest electric car manufacturer to help with the water waste at a new factory in Texas. Tesla, but not mentioned yet. Interesting stuff. There you go. There could be something there. One never knows. Thank you, everybody. Free thinker. Hey, I'm driving, but I'm listening. Tony, look at what you did. They killed the stream. Bruce, this is the squeeze. Is this the squeeze as they took out Uncle Bruce? You got shorted. I think I'm still on the air. I don't think I'm off the air. I'm pretty sure I'm on the air. Let's hope so. Let me take a look at my own channel and see if I'm on the air here. There we go. There's my show. And I got a commercial, so I'm pretty good there. And comments are still coming in. Let's see. Here we go. Commercials coming through. Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm alive and well. Thank you, everybody. I have to mute my own show. I didn't want to. Don't want to overdub my own show. What SPAC that you recommended should I buy more of? I currently have 208 shares of IPOE. Guys, pick your one. Pick your deal. I like them all. There's a reason I've recommended them. It's not because that one is a winner and one's a loser. They're all winners. In my opinion, they're all winners. But in your opinion, you have to decide what business they're in that appeals to you. Are you into satellite launches? Have you heard the word from Elon Musk that he through the U.S. government that he's been allowed to now launch 2,200 satellites into low Earth orbit to set up a global internet network, high speed? Will he just use SpaceX only to launch all of these, or will he hire other satellite launchers? If he's going to tie up his own company to launch 2,200 satellites, which will take him 2 years, 5 years? I don't know how long it'll take. That means that other satellite companies that want their satellites up there have to use somebody else. Well, there's a SPAC for that. We have a SPAC for that. Done once the satellites are up and circling the globe, they need to be maintained. They need to be monitored. They need to be engaged. There's a company for that handles all the data transfers. There's a SPAC for that. Did you twist your knee? Did you need a hip replacement? Are you looking for? Are you going in for physiotherapy for the next 3 months? There's a SPAC for that. We have a SPAC that handles physiotherapy centers. I mean, you tell me the business you want to get into. You want to be into server farms where you're handling the cloud for smaller companies that can't afford to take on an entire server farm. They just need servers inside a server farm. I got a SPAC for that. On and on it goes. You pick the kind of business you like and go from there. And let's watch what happens. I think these are all going to be very busy companies. Neither is going to put the other one out of business. Quite frankly, some of these are going to make others richer. That's actually the funny thing, is that as these SPACs succeed, other SPACs succeed because they're succeeding because they're linked in a way. They're downstream a ways from satellite launching to satellite data handling to cloud computing. It's all interconnected. There's all kinds of upside here. Anyway, I'm doing what I can. Thank you, everybody. Few options on Peloton are spendy. Just going to watch for now. Do not touch Peloton right now. It's they got problems. I think. If I like them, I'd recommend them, but I don't. It's up to you, though. You got to do what you got to do. It's all good. Anyway, it's all good now. You had a hiccup a few minutes ago, but I guess we're okay. That's good stuff. You are good, but it got glitched. Bruce, do you have an update on why the stock market after hours was frozen yesterday? No update. No one tells me this information. I don't get news announcements from the markets as to what's going on, and I frankly am not going to dig that information up. It just doesn't interest me. It doesn't interest you. It really shouldn't. You shouldn't care. You only want to know where's my stock at and what are the prospects, and forget the rest of it. Just don't bother with it. Not going to make you any money. Not going to lose you any money. You don't need to know. That's just me. Anyway, Bruce, do you thumbs up your own stream? Do you get high on your own supply? Well, as a creator, actually, I'm allowed to give myself a thumbs ups. And when I set up my show every morning and the afternoon, I immediately hit the thumbs up button and give myself the first one or the second one or the fifth one. That's the first thing I do. All YouTubers give themselves thumbs ups for good luck. Absolutely. Unleash the fury, Uncle Bruce. Yeah, that's right. Tube of Bruce will handle that. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Mike Sullivan. I agree with Uncle Bruce. These SPACs will transform more than Bruce Jenner. Oh my gosh, will they ever? But they will not run for governor of California. I promise you that. These SPACs will not run for political office. They're just going to try to make money. The bird is the word. The Bruce is loose. Here we have it. Information is out there on all SPACs. Get a little of everything if you're in no love with one specific. Let's see. The bird is the word. Starlink and my camper equals super roaming summer. Let's see. More comments from our viewers. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for those of you who are becoming sponsor members or members. All of you, thank you. Let's see. I like them all. SPACs to the moon. Overlanding super roamer. Hey, now you're an all-star. Get your game. It's on play. Okay. There's a SPAC for that. So true. There's a SPAC for every need, right? Let's see. Yeah, here we go. I'm 35, and in my lifetime, I've gone from being tethered to a phone to being tethered to a car phone when it got a signal. And we might see a day where you never lose signal. It will save a lot of lives. I agree. Bruce, is there a SPAC for breeding pygmy goats? I'm not sure. We'll keep an eye open. Linking stars is cool. Got so bored, I actually went and got dressed. Oh my gosh, RB. Whew, gosh, the volume is pathetic. Cannot wait for this to pick up. 159.37 on GameStop. A very quiet morning. A volume now 380,000 shares. AMC down 14 cents to 903. The low of the day, 901. Stock is under more pressure, unfortunately. Microvision is now down a quarter at 14.23 on 2.5 million approximately. Fifth Wall, 11.44, keeps going higher. Vector down 8 cents. Navsite unchanged. IPOE down 34 cents to 15.20, bargain. Gores Holdings down 23 cents, 11.69, bargain. Virgin Group down 4 cents, bargain at 9.95. Starboard at unchanged at 9.97, bargain. Fortress 9.99, bargain. Vector Semiconductor down 92 cents. Home Depot up 266 to 334 now. IBM up 90 more cents to 146. The Dow up 59 points. S&P down 4. And NASDAQ down about 58. Microsoft down 79 cents. Apple down 13 cents to 127.85 now, down a quarter. Tesla down 36 cents. When's the last time I told you that Tesla was down not even $1 or up not even $1? 36 cents. There is no change on Tesla today. Bed Bath & Beyond up 28 cents to 24.70. BlackBerry down 11 cents to 8.12. Cruise lines, Royal Caribbean down 181 to 81.19. Norwegian down $1.02 to 28.83. And Carnival down 49 cents to 26.03. Unfortunately, they are under pressure. Costco's up $4. Let's see, Amazon down $2 at $3,200 a share, $32.68. Cisco up 33 cents. Nvidia up $3.49. Walt Disney down 21 cents. Man, are we talking quiet? Facebook up a quarter. What else is going on here? American Airlines down 22 cents to $21.35. Google down $2.43 to $23.54. Netflix under 500 now, $4.93 down $2.42. It's going lower. They're going lower. What else is going on? DraftKings down $2.36 to $53.82. Getting kind of attractive down there with all the moves they're making. Micron down $1. Intel down up 8 cents. Intel's up 8 cents, 56.50. 56.60. It's up a dime. Way to go, Intel. Coinbase, oh my gosh, down $5.58 now to $267 a share. What was it? $4.39 on the opening day. Now you can buy it at $267. How many retail investors got screwed on this deal and got sucked in by the hype from Wall Street? Unbelievable. Millions lost. I mean, hundreds of millions lost by retail investors on Coinbase so far. Avoid these IPO hype deals. Unbelievable. Boeing up 95 cents to $2.29. Airbnb down another $4.40 to $1.57. DoorDash down 58 cents again to $1.27. Not looking good. Moderna came out with numbers today, making money for the first time ever as a drug company, down $14.96 a share to $147.88. The street was expecting, I don't know what they were expecting. I don't think Moderna could have made any announcement that would not make the stock go down today. I don't know if there's anything they could have said to make the stock go up. Anyway, that's where it's at right now. And that's what I got on this market. Just some of the stocks I'm following. 158.79 on GameStop, down 69 cents. Now at 159, down 48 cents. And AMC at 905, down 12 cents today. That is what we've got. Krista put $50 into XRP and it became $69, and I just got Doge with it. Well, there you go. I don't know what that means, but good luck to you. Thomas, top of the morning to you, brother. Wally's World. Gregory Allen. Hey, Bruce, would you invest in cruise lines long-term if the price drops dramatically? No, I would not. RB pants around here are against the rules. Okay. Who's the chat moderator? Well, you know, I'm kind of doing a one-man show here. Peloton stock is going nowhere fast, just like using a Peloton. You're not going anywhere fast. The volume is pathetic. That $50 will be another GameStop share after SNL. Let's see. What else is going on? The volume is a good thing if you're looking for a squeeze, some was saying. Interesting. Interesting comment. Where am I here on all my comments? I'm trying to keep up with them, and they're just jumping on me. There we go. Yeah, the low volume is a good thing if you're looking for squeeze. 158.84. Let's see. Good morning, Bruce from Bill. Hey, Bill. Only meme stops are affected, so it's troubling. Any SPAC ideas for infrastructure upgrades of the U.S. rail systems? No. You can't count on governments if you're going to invest in rail systems. You're going to invest in high-speed rail systems. Do not even take a chance, because you cannot count on governments changing their mind as soon as there's another election. The problem with high-speed rail is you cannot build a high-speed rail system in America in one governor's term. You need multiple terms of government to get through a 20-year build-out, or a 5-year, 8-year, or 12-year build-out. The problem with the states and the problem with the United States political system is that you as an investor cannot count on the current administration getting the job done before the next administration vows to kill it. And if they get elected, your investment is wiped out. I mean, only an idiot would invest in a deal like that. Bankers will invest for bonds if they're got government guarantees, because no matter what the administration is, next administration, they got to guarantee the bond that the last government signed. They got to guarantee it. But to invest in a stock deal in a high-speed rail project in America, you're nuts. You are nuts to want to do that. I just don't see a conviction. I just don't see a national strategy. I don't see any way that you can herd all these cats together and turn into a lion and move forward. I just don't see it. And so it's a crapshoot. as to what's going to happen in this area. And so there will be no SPACs getting involved in any infrastructure deal in the United States. There's maybe an airport rebuild campaign that'll go through. Once it's started, it'll be finished. Yeah. But even rebuilding schools or electrifying the grid for solar or wind don't count on long-term guarantees and stability from the United States governments, whether it's state or federal. You're nuts. You are a gambler of a high order if you're doing that. That's the way I look at it. Anyway, what can I tell you? Bruce, you should get reply first to every video that gets uploaded in the channel. I'm concerned about the space pollution with Starlink, and the trade-offs may be worth it. A lot of junk up there. Meet Kevin running for governor. I know it's just I think it's a hell of a stunt. +4 GameStop. This is the way. Colin, I've lost hope on U.S. rail. It's crapped on worse than New York tunnels. I agree. It is pathetic how different interests gang up quietly through SPACs, not through SPACs, through PACs and through other organizations under the radar, so their names are not used, and they poo-poo and they badmouth public projects like high-speed rail or sound investments like high-speed rail. They make rail out to be an enemy, which is ridiculous. Electrified high-speed rail systems are the way of the future. It could be a savior for the environment with regard to all the jet fumes and stuff being emitted up there. But I can tell you, the airlines don't want it. The highway boys don't want it. The car guys don't want it. The oil and gas companies don't want it. Yeah, there's a list of enemies a mile long against high-speed rail. And these entities invest their money quietly through campaigns, through their lobbyists, to just grind these projects to a halt with every kind of environmental challenge for grasshopper habitat, frog habitat, bird migration areas, every obstacle under the sun, with lawyers everywhere desperate for the work. They'll do anything for a buck. They'll work for anybody for any cause. And there is no way America is going to have its act together on high-speed rail. Not going to happen. And it is a crying shame, because America has got stretches where high-speed rail would make so much sense, and it would be loved. It would be so heavily utilized. Nagada. Nope. What can I say? What do we got going on here? I'm interested in the SPAC that has a mass consumer market potential and growth. Some SPACs are more business-to-business type of products, and personally, I'm just not as interested in those. I hear you, Glenn. I hear you. I just joined in, so I'm not sure if you've already covered it. Do you know anything about the 1 million volume immediately market close yesterday? I'm not. I've had a million questions about this, and I'm not talking about it anymore. I'm just not going to talk about it. I don't give a damn about it. It makes no difference to your lives. Forget it. Have you ever given yourself a thumbs down? Twice. I've hit my thumbs down button twice. Really made a point at being mad at myself. J. Ray, your HFs, yes. Reports that 70% of GameStop trading is being done off the market. There's all kinds of reports about all kinds of stuff. Maybe a SPAC for high-speed internet upgrades. Again, if it requires government involvement, forget about it. You are gambling, man. You are gambling. 157.51 on GameStop, down $1.97. I just got some GVHI at 11.65. IPOE at 15.21. Well done. Score this stuff while they're giving it away. Selling more puts, easy money. Bitcoin's having a great day. I saw that, says Bama Babe. Finally, I saw the news break on S&P's upgrade of GameStop. It is one sentence, and it makes sure to say upgraded one notch to B rating. Yeah, it's right. Real supportive, right? Yeah, real supportive. Aaron pulling best crumb cake ever. I need to get educated on puts and options. It's complicated, but there's potential there. Ashley, we're still in the days of pagers. Doctors still use them because they're far more reliable in getting a signal. I think Jen gives him thumbs down when he doesn't behave well. Well, I get hit. You know, that's how that works. Oh man. Let's see. Anybody read Hank's due diligence on Superstonk? No idea. But they're about the only ones using them. End is high, end is nigh. Much. What is that for the spec? Especially for $10 or lower, even better. Calling. Tried to research for fiber and must Starlink link. Those will be dollars. Let's see. Yeah, he doesn't. He has no clue, and he doesn't care. Boom. I don't care. I'm not going to talk about it. Bill, most likely, robot will be from the thing of stealing from the country. So I don't know what that means. Let's see. That's our Bruce. Oh man, nice production on the video released last night. Well, I'm glad you liked it. We're happy to hear that. I just grabbed GameStop at $156.99, $157.24 right now. Okay, let's see. Wally's World. Don't think Elon could even get light rail to happen. Would take tunnel vision, and his view is more widespread. The only way light rail can happen, and I don't even know if it can happen, is if it's all privatized. And that won't happen because there are too many people against privatization. And like I said before, now the private company has got so many enemies, and they will launch all kinds of frivolous lawsuits in courts. And every county where the line goes through, dead on arrival, DOA, not going to happen. It has to be literally, it would have to be the national government, and they would have to make it they would have to override all local legislation to just drive it through, like as a federal thing. Not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You're as far faster than I am. I'm Googling the terms that you're using as fast as I can keep up. Let's see. Why? Thank you. What a tasty morning. Got 4 more shares at 157, 157.20 on GameStop. Let's see. Boring company, right? How long has it been since VGAC merger? Any word? Should be in the next 30 days, Mark. Very close. Let's see. Here we go. Relating to semiconductor news, IBM just patented a new 2nm process. Basically, in the next few years, if you're making high-end, smaller, faster semiconductors, Big Blue gets a cut for decades. Nice. Yeah, nice. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's see if it's Bruce. Do you know that there's a very high chance that you're the only streamer to have mentioned about GameStop credit rating upgrade? It's possible. I don't know. I don't watch the other streamers because I'm here 5 hours a day with you guys, 3 hours in the morning now, 2 hours in the afternoon. So I don't know what everyone else is saying, but you could be right. I can tell you that many news outlets who so-called cover the markets didn't cover this. But hey, whatever. What can I say? Yep. What can I tell you? Let's see. Yeah, here we go. How many times do we go to U.S. parks and we see the monuments that show things that were built during the Great Depression, government rebuilt? We need those things. Why let China have all the fun building whatever? Let's see. States government have greater power than the federal government. Maybe. Yep. Trey on YouTube yesterday freaked out. Figured there'd be 1 billion shares of AMC out there. He could be. Anyway. What else? Any book recommendations, Bruce? I got one. I got this one right here. Grab your copy of this one. Lethal Voyage, Kevin Chapman. Pick it up. Amazon is where you can get it. Let's see. Let's go. Morning, Uncle Bruce. Morning, Jennifer and Uncle Bruce. Let's see. Yeah, all politics is local, isn't it? Just 157.34 on GameStop, down 242. Volume on GameStop right now is 559,000 shares. Very quiet. As again, like yesterday, the day before. AMC 906, down 11 cents, under pressure. And Microvision down 87 cents to 13.61, still dropping. And even Fifth Wall was up. It's now down a penny. Vector down 9 cents. What was the Dow doing? How are we doing here? Down 23 points. The market took a turn and went down. There you go. We had an intraday high record all-time of the Dow Jones at 34,341. We're now at 34,211. And so the Dow has dropped 130 points from its all-time high just 15, 20 minutes ago. And we're under pressure at this point, but it's down 18 points. S&P down 12, NASDAQ down 94. And that's where we're at. 553 million volume? No, 1,000. I hear Jen in the background. You do. You do hear Jen in the background. Now she's laughing. I bought some GameStop and IPOE. How about that? Let's see. Yeah, here we go. GameStop is interesting with good news. Debt's paid off, loyal customer base, stock price goes down. Normal day, just another day. Did Jennifer invest in GameStop? Jennifer invests in me to keep me going, to keep talking to you. So she's got every vested interest in keeping me going and keeping me yapping to you. And we appreciate it.
Just to see a red of it there.
Yeah, 156.50 on GameStop. The Dow was up to a record high just 10, 15 minutes ago, and now it is down 22 points on the day. What can I say? Mortgage rates dropped to the lowest level since mid-February, but economists warn higher rates could come soon. There you go. That's a great clickbait title. GameStop is trading at 157.15, but it could trade at 120 at any time. There's a clickbait title for you. Scare everybody. You've seen him before. You've heard it before. Don't believe it. Whatever's going on is going on. The Dow's now down only 11 points. All right. How are you, Jen? How's it going?
Oh, Dow momentarily turned green for a little flash there. I'm good. It's supposed to be the hottest day of the week, but it's kind of cloudy and ooey looking.
Starting slow, but I think we're going to get to 77, 78 degrees today.
Yeah.
That'll be the warmest since last September, maybe Labor Day. Nice.
Summer
weather, kind of here.
Got the patio furniture out.
When it hits 80 degrees around here, we call that hot.
That's right.
80 hot. Ooh, 85 blistering. 90 unbearable.
Yeah, we're at that part of the year where Creston is always has always got the highest temperature at like 6 o'clock in the morning. But it's going to turn soon where we don't reach those high temperatures. But
right.
People not far away from us are a good 10 degrees higher.
Osoyoos in particular. Yeah, Osoyoos. It's right at the border, Canada-U.S. border. That's the very top of the desert that reaches all the way from Nevada through Idaho, Washington State, all the way up to Osoyoos into British Columbia. And that's still part of the desert. And it'll get into the hundreds there. Yeah. Very much so.
Where we are more temperate.
We're much more temperate. Yeah,
not as warm, not as cold.
We'll top out in the 80s here summertime, and we'll just go, oh, that's hot.
Well, and it's humid. Humid as all get out here.
Not like Ontario humid, not like oppressive. But
being an Alberta child, it feels
humid here. Well, when you're growing up in 3,800 foot elevation, the humidity doesn't get as high as it does here at 1,800 feet.
Yeah.
Or Vancouver at sea level, of course, Seattle. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny when we drive from here to Calgary. We're actually going. We're surrounded by mountains here. When we leave here, we go up to Calgary.
We go higher, and it's on the prairies.
And it's on the flat. Yeah.
Calgary's in the prairie, and it's higher elevation than we are, and we're in the mountains.
It feels weird. Yeah.
It feels very weird.
It feels wrong when you say
and if you go north to Edmonton, you go down to 800 feet.
Yeah.
From 3,800 feet to 800 feet. You drop way down in elevation to Edmonton, northern Alberta. Yeah. And then come west from Edmonton, you come into Jasper in the mountains again, and you're back up in higher elevation.
I see you're wearing your green shirt today.
I got my green shirt on underneath this one.
I had a request yesterday.
I had people asking me, are you going to wear green? I said, yes, I will. But I wear my sweatshirt in the morning because it's cool right now. We haven't heated up yet. But as it heats up around here, hopefully the stock will do something. We'll heat up. I'll peel off clothing for you.
See, I got the peelers right here in my living room.
Got a peeler right in the house. She's got her own peeler.
I don't have to go to the peeler bar.
I don't got to go to no peeler bar. I got one right here in the house.
That might be another Canadian word
expression.
Rather than
peeler bar.
And I don't know, Canadian or like northern. It's like pop. We drink pop here.
We drink pop, not soda. That's right. Can I have a pop, please?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or a cola. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, your water's almost boiling.
I hear it.
What kind of bagel today?
I don't know.
I'm thinking
what's it gonna be?
maybe an all meat special.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe
All
we'll do like a variety meat special today.
Okay. A meat lover.
Oh, we got a meat lovers bagel coming up today. Oh, the protein hit is going to be something. Woohoo! That's going to be great. Thank you, Jennifer. Oh, fantastic. We're this is going to be great. Good morning, Jen from Colin. There you go. Sitting Bull. VACQ is one of the Uncle Bruce's SPACs. They publicly let everyone know that they purposely do not pollute space with their byproducts. They don't leave rockets up there. They're a low orbit and they come back down. And I'm not sure if they're reusable, but they come back down. Who else is here? Every day in the pre-market, there's a bunch of green, 930 strikes, and everything bleeds red. After seeing the Lethal Voyage book title, I have a question. If I get murdered in international waters, who investigates it? There you go. Usually it's investigated by security on board a cruise ship. Then it is reported to the police service, either from the port they just left or the port they're going to. Then it'll be reported on there. And that's how it's done. Richie, I still don't understand why Ryan Cohen hasn't built a PR team for GameStop that keeps putting up news there for people showing all the positive stuff about them. Richie, June 9th. That's all you're waiting for now. June the 9th, everything changes in 33 days. And then he has total control. And then watch out. Watch out. Good morning, Jen from Anna. Good morning, Jen from J. Ray. Good morning, Jen from John. S. Barsic. Everyone send a super chat and say good morning to the bringer of the bagels, Jen. Good morning, Jen. That's a good idea. Actually, the day we hit 553 million in volume on GameStop is the day we're going to be rich. What a sale. It's a bloodbath on my portfolio today. Rocket Labs VACQ SPAC will be active in the next few years. I like the stock. I know what you mean. I like it too. 157.97 down on $1.51 on GameStop. Red Bill's character. Come on, GameStop at $149.99. Papa needs 8 more shares. Wally's World. My Jen invested in me too. She sees the way, and she is the Wally. She is a Wally too. By the way, I think she's a Wally. Okay, Colin Dangerously. Mine too. I'm gonna need to be beautiful here today. Mid-70s and sunny. It's gonna be beautiful, says Colin. Sitting Bull. Thank you for your info regarding VACQ. No polluting policy. Very good. John, yes, indeed. It's amazing how a green day on your investments can put a spring in your step. Bruce, do you have any AC in your place, or do you not need it? Yes, we do have air conditioning. And during the worst of the summer, the height of it, we don't use air conditioning until about 11 in the morning. And then we have it on until about 3 in the afternoon. And then we just shut it down. And the rest of the day, things cool off and we're good again. So we only need it for a few hours, unless we hit 100, but that's really, really, really rare. But I have had it where in the evening it's kind of hot and muggy. So we'll turn it on for an hour, get the house down about 5-7 degrees, then shut it off for the night, and we're good. So we don't have to use it all the time. Today I might get my first time ride in my Ducati, or whatever that is. Wowee, it's fancy. It's like a car, I think. So you're telling me Jen is bullish on Bruce? Laughing out loud. Anna B, you are welcome, and thank you, all of you. Kevin B, I was a big fan of rail at one time, but now I think autonomous vehicles will make passenger rail even less attractive in the future. 80 is early spring in Austin, 80 degrees. Mark Blue Skies, VJC announced that it has filled an amended registration statement on Form S4 in connection with this pending business combination with 23andMe. There you go. Bought $300 of US Doge 2 months ago for fun. Sold 3 days ago at the high. Used to have to buy 12 more GameStop shares just now. Woot woot. Well done. Get the Doge into GameStop and ride it to the moon. I just purchased one more share of GameStop. Beautiful 50 in Florida is a hard freeze. Ashley, how did you get into your area of work? What sort of background led you to where you are, Ashley? Wants to know from Ashley. My only HD and BRKB holdings are up for today. Rennie, for now, yay, Jen, please fix us Uncle Bruce a bagel this morning. He's a little salty this morning. He doesn't care about the missing volume on New York Stock Exchange. He doesn't care. He's being nasty. He's got his salty streak going. Lighten him up. He's being mean. Here it's only 4 degrees. I got to take my bike ride before it hits 99. Bruce and Jen live in Sasquatch country, and we're back. Bruce, have you ever done a bagel tour in Montreal? Not a bagel tour, but I've had a bagel in Montreal, and they're fantastic. Danger sea level, that has a ring to it. Claire, Cheery Jones. Aaron pulling. If you want to buy 100 shares of GameStop at 150, sell the 7th of May 150. The money market maker will pay you $143. If GameStop is below 150 tomorrow at the close, you own 100 shares. If above 150, you keep the $143. There you go. Waffle Raptor 75 and rainy and classy Jacksonville. Fantastic. Man, oh man, switch to Celsius. It's 82 here in Weston, Florida. Back. I just said hi to Frank, our rabbit in the backyard, eating with the morning doves. Derek, thank you, Bruce. We need some green in the afternoon. Colin, if the temp goes over 80, he takes the green shirt off too. Oh, look out. Aaron, 646,000 volume, 157.10 on 719,000 volume on GameStop right now. Man. Bo Chicka, wow. Let's hope for 70s. A new member, Happy Man, Welcome, Happy Man, to the show, the channel, the gang, the group, the hangout people. You're just in time to join us for tomorrow afternoon. It seems that it is possible. It's entirely likely that tomorrow afternoon, after the market closes, so I start my show at 3 in the afternoon every day for the second show that I do every day. I go on for 2 hours. The first hour is the market close. The second hour is the first hour after the market close. Seems that Fridays, that last hour has sort of evolved into a libation kind of a libation consumption game. And you're just in time to join that. So get ready. That's why Jen likes Pittsburgh. It's pop here, not soda. See? If Uncle Bruce starts stripping, then all donations need to be $1. That's how you do it. Pop drinkers unite, says Minnesota. Ketchup, says Farragut. I take a liter cola, please. Peeler Bar is a strip club. Yes. Sup, Happy Man. Sup. Welcome, Happy Man, to the group. Nice to have you here. This is fantastic, guys. Where am I at? Here we are. Welcome, Happy Man. Peeler Bar. That's for both types, men's and women's. Yay, I can eat. Hi, everybody. Welcome, Happy Man. Welcome. My belly is getting big from bagels. Oh, there's Happy Man. Happy Man, good morning. You had me at bagel. You had us at happy. It's all good news on GameStop. As Peter Lynch said, companies that have no debt can't go bankrupt. Shorting is a fool's errand. It's true. Companies that have cash in the bank generally don't go under. This company has $1 billion. GameStop's Instagram and Twitter is pretty good. Actually, of course, people just comment rocket emojis all the time. Rabbit Wally, we have the buns in our backyard. Mr. Bun and Mrs. Bun were hanging this morning until the dog ran them off. I don't know what that means. Red is just a fire sale. Ashley, Homie, I fell into it in 89, wound up doing work for public telecom around the country that dropped my into the birth of fiber optics, wound up at MIT at the birth of LAN technology and HTML. This is a private conversation that's going on here. Happy Man, glad to be here. I've been following for a while, but nice to formally join this crew. Thank you so much for doing so. This is beautiful. Come on, Simra, fill me up at 15. Let's go. My brother had BBS when he was 12. 7 at the time. Colin, I also have a no polluting low Earth orbit policy. Very good. Thank you, Jen. Bring her bagels and beat her of Bruce. Colleen, extra slice of ham on the bagel today. Hi, Jennifer. Here's $1.99. Here it is.
Slightly toasted. And sticking with the Cheese Whiz theme.
Cheese Whiz theme?
We did the Cheese Whiz.
Oh, the Cheese Whiz and the meat.
On both sides.
Oh.
And the mayo in the middle.
Oh, that's is awesome stuff.
Shaking it up a bit.
Oh, we're shaking it. Oh,
shaking it.
What is that? What is that line in Talladega Nights?
Shake
and bake. Shake and bake. That's right. Shake and bake. What does that even mean? It means nothing. HVAC with Uncle Bruce. Eddie, cool to know. Thanks. Cameron Mirza, would you accept an e-transfer of Canadian funds for the speaker amplifier? Would you accept an e-transfer? I don't know if you can send me American dollars on an e-transfer.
She's saying, would you take an e-transfer of Canadian funds?
Well, yeah, but that would have to be converted from, so it would have to be Canadian. That would be about 75 $74, $75 with the bank fees and stuff.
I don't know.
It's kind of like 2%, something like that.
Know.
But 75 Canadian would work out to about 60 American, kind of, if you do an e-transfer and just send it to my email account, brucefarmer@hotmail.com. Give it a shot. The email is down below in the description. Give it a try. Ducati, I have a motorbike, Ducati. HVAC with Uncle Bruce, at least he's trying to get one anyway. Cost to know, thanks. Cameron, would you accept an e-transfer? We did that. Bruce, the GameStop drop on me. I bought more. It's 157 right now. Wally, morning, Jen. Thank you, Wally, for this donation. Bruce looks more like Harley type. 50 IPOE at 15 straight. Ashley, been writing the Curl of Communications Tech for 30 years and it's not over yet. Bruce looks more like a Harley type. Whatever. What are we over? Same comments. Today's Harley type. Well done. Let's see. Oh, yes. There you go. Has Creston updated the Welcome Creston sign yet to have a smaller sign saying home of Uncle Bruce and Auntie Jen? Not that we're aware of.
We should make a sign and just, staple it on there.
Then
see how long it lasts.
Wait for the knock on the door from the RCMP saying, "Yeah, we were here.
Are you looking for this?
Yes. Is this possibly yours? We ran the prints on it. We want to run your prints." Trouble in the big city. That would not be good. That would not be good.
Okay, I'll go feed the cat.
Okay. Louis wants to know, can anyone help me with the SPAC Bruce was talking about yesterday, starting with S, please? What SPAC was he talking about yesterday with the letter S? We've got Gores Holdings. We got VGAC. Oh, SoFi. You want to know about SoFi. That's IPOE. That's the one I was talking about yesterday. IPOE. That's the one. Alrighty. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Pick up IPOE if you want to get into SoFi. Alrighty. Whew. That's not easy. There it was right there. Yeah, the SoFi. So that's IPOE. That's the one you want to get. Okay. Dan Evan. Okay. 52 in Creston, Kansas right now. Oh my gosh. Welcome, happy man. One more GameStop. Feels good. 156.62. I'm getting ready to eat my bagel. Time for this stock to go up. There's that stock, SoFi. There we are. This reminds me of the joke Canadian bacon cop. Sir, your graffiti needs to be in English and French. That's a fine of $500 Canadian or $10 American. John Candy gets the wallet out. SVAC, that's the name of a SPAC. That's the SPAC with starts the letter S, but the one I talked about yesterday was SoFi. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Appreciate it. I got a digital coupon for free Chick-fil-A breakfast sandwich today, so I'm going to do that instead of a bagel today. AMC is jumping. It is $9.34 up 17 cents. It's the Catalina wine mixer. Okay, fair enough. Thank you all. Cheers to bagel time. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so good. So good. Such a buy. IPOE 1507. Gores Holdings 1143. Bargain. Both of them on sale. Oh, man. She's so fat. Bon appetit. Boats and hose, juicy. The belly is not big enough. Oh yeah, stock markets with Bruce. Who are some comedians or other famous people Canadians are wildly proud of? John Candy, Martin Short, a few. Bagel. Oh yeah, Chewy is way down today. It's awesome. I've never been either. I live in Tuscaloosa. First bite. Time for a run here. I forgot to buy a Lux bagel yesterday. I'm going to do it for lunch. Chewy's $70. She's so fine. She blows my mind. Hey, Mickey. Why is there such a sell-off on SPACs? People just getting impatient. Probably. Their loss, your gain. 157.01 on GameStop. Let's go. So good. Dow, The Dow is up 12 points. Sure jumping around today. S&P up down 13 and NASDAQ down 118. That's what it is. 157.52. I think we're going higher. I think it's going higher. Talladega Nights. What's going on with Chewy, they ask. I wonder. What is going on with Chewy? Why for Chewy go down? Why for? Why for? AMC 930 up 13 cents. That's better for AMC shareholders. Chewy, let's see if I've got it on my preset here. I should have it over here. Chewy, here we go. 7102, down 341, down 4.5%. And I don't know. No announcement being made here. Nothing new. Nothing being said officially. I have no idea why it's under pressure. 71.16 on Chewy. No idea. GameStop. Let's get into the GameStop again. And that Norwegian's still down $1.38. GameStop. 157.72 now. 157.86. We're going higher. $157.86 on GameStop. AMC back to $9.25. Low of the day on AMC, $8.97. It broke 9 today, unfortunately. Alrighty, what's happening? $157.86. John Candy, Uncle Buck, great movie. Yeah. Great movie. $157.94. Climbing. Half a bagel down, half to go. Dow's up 21. It's the only one up. The only one. Oil down 83 cents a barrel. 64.80. Breaking news. Wendy's takes a break from the chicken sandwich war to launch a cheeseburger. Oh my gosh. Breaking news. That isn't clickbait. I don't think so. Oh my gosh. Hi, Bruce from Seattle. How you doing, KW? Welcome to the show today. Nice to have you here. Other Canadian comedians, Seth Rogen, Norm Macdonald, Phil Hartman, Eugene Levy. That's true. Catherine O'Hara, another one. Andrea Martin, another one. Jim Carrey. Absolutely. Coin down to 257. Oh my gosh. Got my $15 IPOE. You scored it. $15 right now, down 55 cents. Gore's holding 11.49. The bargains are available. 158.09 on GameStop. It's going higher. Let's have some more bagel. $158.36. Woohoo! Dow's up 53 now. That's true. Justin Bieber's Canadian. You don't hear about him much. Yep. Yeah, love Catherine O'Hara. Forgot she's Andrea Martin, Canadian. That's right. Craft is rising. Great show. Joe Robinette. William Shatner. Yep. Oh, man. Where does this stock come from? If you're buying it on the German exchange, it's all electronic. And the stock could be from Pittsburgh, could be from LA, could be from London, England, could be from Munich. Shares are all around the world. They're held through the electronic clearing system. And these exchanges just are open at different times of the day to trade stock. And so you could be buying stock from an American or from a fellow German, from someone in Finland. You don't know. The Fonz was the best. Forensic gold up 1.5%. I feel so smart because I got 0.5% of my portfolio in gold. Fonzarelli and Pinky were the perfect couple. So, Uncle Bruce, why ham and no Canadian bacon? Or just something you guys sell so we Americans we think we're eating international food? I do enjoy ham. I do enjoy bacon, but this is a cold cut sandwich today, and it's got ham and beer sausage and Lioner sausage and maybe some Bavarian meatloaf in here. It's delicious. Michael J. Fox, yep. Still is. Mike Myers. Yeah. Those two guys are crazy. They're a beautiful team, those two guys. A good question here. I'll get to it in a minute. I'm just finishing the last of my bagel. Oh boy. So good. So good. 158 on GameStop. Go GameStop. Still down $1.48 or so. Okay. AMC 928 up 11 cents. The Dow now up 55. S&P down 4.9. NASDAQ down 69 points. So still quiet. All right, so stock market's with Bruce. But all GameStop stock come from the issuance from GameStop or a borrowed share that appears to create a duplicate. There's no other source, right? There's no one producing stock certificates for GameStop. There's no one issuing electronic certificates other than the corporation through its transfer agent to the DTCC, the clearing system. So the stock exchange does not insist that when there's a buyer for stock and a seller for stock, that they both arrive at the exchange with a certificate in hand or with the stock in their possession electronically. The stock exchange allows brokerage firms to trade stock between them on a promise to deliver in 2 business days. That's all it is. It's an electronic promise to deliver. It has nothing to do with the company. GameStop is not involved in the trade. GameStop doesn't sponsor the trade. It's at the buyer here, seller here at the moment of a deal. And it might be just, one guy buying one share, one guy selling one share. It could be a buyer of 100 and 15 sellers that add up to 100 conduct a trade. And the exchange facilitates it electronically. And the exchange says, okay, you guys have got your trade. You've got your price. You got your quantity. Now get out of here and go clear this thing. And you have 48 hours to get it done. You don't do it in 22 hours. You do it at the 48-hour mark, or the second business day from now is when you get it done. The DTCC handles all that. The exchange says to the DTCC, here are all the trades that happened today on the New York Stock Exchange. These are all the trades that went through. And it's just a computer file transfer over to the DTCC. The DTCC opens up the files and goes, okay, Robinhood had 100,000 buy orders come in today that represent a total of so many shares at all these different prices. And they had so many sell orders come in with different prices and different amounts. And at the end of the day, Robinhood actually sold more stock today than they bought as a brokerage company on behalf of all their customers. Another firm, could be Fidelity. The clearinghouse is going, Fidelity, on the other hand, bought so many shares but sold more, or bought more than they sold. And these are the prices and these are the amounts. But all the brokerage houses are reported on to the DTCC by the stock exchange, New York Stock Exchange. And it could well be that Robinhood bought and, well, it definitely is. Robinhood bought and sold a bunch of stock through Citadel. And Citadel is the entity that is settling up on all the trades for its clients. And Citadel's clients are brokerage firms. Brokerage firms have the customers. You might deal through Robinhood, that deals through Citadel, that deals through the DTCC to buy and sell your stock for you. You don't care. The company doesn't care. GameStop doesn't care. GameStop doesn't care who bought and sold, how much, where, and when, and for what. They just want to know, what did our stock do today? Did it trade a lot? Did it go up and down in price? That's it. That's it. And we as investors, we don't care. We don't care if you bought or sold or anyone else. We just want to know how many shares traded. And that's not even the number one thing. The number one thing we want to know about GameStop, did it go up or did it go down, and by how much? That's the first thing we want. And it might be the only thing we want. The second thing we might want is volume. Third thing we might want was, drop $5 a share, but how did it do on the opening, and how was it in the midday? How did it get to that point? Or it went up $15 a share. Well, what happened? Did something happen during the day that would cause the stock to surge, to gain $15? That's a secondary question. The first question is, did it move and by how much and what direction? That's what we want to know. And so these firms handle all these electronic trades. But when you break it down to the bottom, denominator, you bring it all the way back down, the bottom line is that the company itself, GameStop, at one time or through series of transactions over the years, because they've been a public company for a long time, they have issued stock, they have bought back stock, they have reissued stock all through the years. And as of now, there are theoretically 73 odd million shares in existence. And we know that the insiders of the company own over 20 million of them. And we know that in theory, about 50 million or so of the remainder should be in free trading hands. But we also know that of all the shares outstanding, that over 100 million are held by institutional holders. And we are led to believe that the retail investors out there hold just a ton of stock, 100 million or so. And so we're led to believe that many more shares are out there that actually do trade electronically, but are actually not issued by the company. And so it's this failure to deliver number that keeps coming up all the time, that we hear about from time to time, that is the culprit in why are there so many more shares of GameStop trading out there that don't exist. And the same with other stocks. Why is it there are so many shares out there trading in the market when there aren't that many shares issued by the companies themselves? And it's the failure to deliver IOU account that the DTCC runs with all of its members, every brokerage firm all over the place. So Citadel is constantly on the failure to deliver list on thousands of stocks, including GameStop. And the same can be said for Merrill Lynch and Fidelity and Charles Schwab. Everybody has failure to deliver numbers that fluctuate every day. They change every day on almost all the securities that these guys are buying and selling all over the place. And that's why it's become part of the normal market now. By the way, 159.56 on GameStop. We're actually up 7 cents on the day now. So GameStop shares trade like crazy around the world. And you as a buyer through a brokerage firm or through a platform company, you have no idea whether you're buying shorted stock, whether you're buying stock from someone that can't deliver, whether you're buying from someone that actually has the certificates and they're just literally selling it. You have no idea, but you don't have to care. You don't have to know. You're just getting a confirmation from your broker that you got the stock at a set price. This is how many you got. It's a done deal. It's a guarantee. Bingo. You can sell that anytime you want at whatever price you want to take for it. Gain or a loss, it's up to you. And your trade will be honored on the other side as well. And eventually, we wonder out here, when will the day come where the SEC will be forced to will force brokerage firms to cover up and buy up stock to eliminate the failure to deliver lists or greatly reduce them. And that is what we're waiting for. That is what we're waiting for, and I don't know when it'll happen. I'm just here, and I'm just doing what's the deal. Nick is saying, hey, I just joined in late this morning. I would like to know, have you already talked about GameStop proxy vote and how that will work with so many shares shorted? We have not talked about this. I don't have an answer for you on how actually it would work if more shares are voted than exist. I don't know how the company will handle that. I can't imagine that they won't accept votes from legitimate shareholders, because if you've got a proxy given to you, you're a legitimate shareholder. And if you voted your proxy, your vote, you voted your stock. And I believe that there could be 200 million shares out there. There could be. Will 200 shares be voted and tabulated? I don't know. Will it be 110 million be tabulated? Is this a normal thing for public companies? Is it normal that they find that by the time the proxies are all counted up, the votes are all counted up, they find that a motion is brought to the table for a vote for the shareholders, and there's 73 million shares out there, for example, GameStop, and 115 million are made, 115 million votes, for and against combined, 115 million votes. What does the company do about that? I don't know. I do know that at the beginning of an annual meeting, when an annual meeting is about to begin, the transfer agent will give a report to the president of the company or whoever the chair of the meeting is, whoever's chairing the annual meeting. Could be the chairman of the board. Here's the report from the transfer agent, and in this meeting right now, either physically or in virtual reality, we now have a total of 125 million shares represented here of your company. 125 million represented. And a majority, a vote of 62,501,000 will be required to pass a motion. That's how it's going to go today. And the president, the chairman of the board, whoever is in charge, will receive the report and go, okay, that's what the transfer agent says. That's what it is. I'm assuming that's how it'll go. And the first motion up for discussion is the accepting of the financial statements as made by our auditor, so-and-so. Do we accept the financials? And the votes are already tabulated. They're all done by proxy. And the transfer agent will report to the chairman that according to our tabulation, we show that 85 million shares have accepted the financials, and 40 million shares have rejected it. The motion passes. Okay, the motion passes. Accept financials. The next motion to rehire our auditor for another year. What's the result of that one? And they're just going through these motions one after the other, and it could well be that on each case they pass, because that's what the board of directors had recommended to its shareholders, that we recommend you pass this motion. We support this motion. So they get passed, and the new directors get passed, and all that gets done, and then the meeting's over. There might be a statement from the chairman of the board about the future of the company, or a reflection of the past, or a combination of, or there might be an open floor discussion for comments or questions. 160 on GameStop, by the way. That could all happen in the annual meeting, but it could well be that no one even blinks an eye that 125 million shares are represented for voting when there's only 73 million in existence. No one bats an eye. No one even cares until the shareholder goes, hey, listen, I'm a shareholder here, and I voted for all these motions you were talking about, but I don't understand something. Why are there 125 million potential voting shares when only 73 million exist? How does that work? How can that be right? How can you accept millions of shares of votes that don't actually exist? I mean, that's like the U.S. election having 800 million people in the country and only 350 million in there. How do you do that? I don't know how that would be answered. I really don't. I don't know. I haven't been in that position myself, so it's a new one to me. We're going to have to see what happens here with that, but it could well be a nothing burger. I'm just saying. I don't know. Casey Wilson, my dad was born and raised in Paris, Ontario. Working on my dual citizenship. Maybe move to Creston and split a bagel with Uncle Bruce. How about that? Brett, the Hitman Hart, the Canadian. The secret Canadians don't tell when we're discussing how many awesome Canadians there are. They only export the good ones. You think they want to brag about how Logan feels through the ice again? I don't know. R.I.P. Owen. How come all the Canadian TV shows are good? The crappy ones got left behind in Nova Scotia. Let's see. The Dow goes down when GameStop goes up. The Dow is up 42 points. It's down a little bit from the high just a few minutes ago. GameStop 159.34. I don't know. Laugh out loud. The intro on the latest DD from Hank. I personally, a lot of stocks get run up in value, and the hedge funds play around with them according to their margin, inflating and deflating them at will. The same with SPACs. Example, AMD. I don't know about that. Sydney Bull. Same thing was happening with BTC, but I believe it's gotten too big for even a group of entities to coordinate manipulations. Interesting stuff. I just picked up more IPOE at $14.97, a deal under 15. 15.20 now. Popped up. Gore up to 11.36. Popped up and popped back again. Interesting. 159.37 on GameStop. 9.30 on AMC. Okay. Let's see. if that much activity can happen overnight, why does the closing price on the American Stock Exchange reliably predict the opening price, or the AH trading, after hours trading, match up with the previous market activity? Sometimes it matches perfectly. Sometimes it has no bearing on reality. I've seen complete one-offs where I've seen aftermarket trading where a stock will be up $30 a share after earnings get released. Then the next morning in the pre-market, it's up $20-30 all pre-market. And then the market opens up and the stock is down. It's the opposite direction. I mean, I've seen stocks go up in pre-market, down on the opening. I've seen the polar opposite happen because sometimes there's just shenanigans going on in the pre-markets and post-markets. And the real players are going to play on the market itself. They're going to play on the big board where they have big liquidity and tiny little Mickey Mouse orders on these pre-markets can affect the stock by $1 or $2 or $3 or $5. But the big market is the equalizer. And when we open, and that's it. Yes, when the great shorts war started, my term for what we see going on, I divested AMD and got into GameStop and Uncle Bruce's SPACs. The SPACs with their $10 risk limit until IPO and limited insider sales. There you go. 159.52 right now. We're running. That's what we're saying. Let's go. We did touch 160 just a moment ago, so we'll see if it comes back to that or higher, maybe even higher. Says Derek. Truth of the matter is, I don't even need to know what the stock price is doing. I'm not planning on buying anymore. I'm not selling it before it's clear if they succeed in the turnaround or not. So I don't need to know in the meantime what's going on. I hear that the mosquitoes in Canada are very, very large. Well, they can be, but they can be very tiny. Canada, like every other country in the world, pretty well, at least advanced country in the world, has had very serious mosquito control programs in place for decades. And major metropolitan cities in Canada don't run into much in the way of mosquitoes these days. Even small towns across Canada have a very serious mosquito spraying program. Farms also utilize mosquito control programs to mitigate damage to their wildlife, to their livestock. And so there was a time way back when mosquitoes could have eaten you alive in North America, anywhere in the USA or Canada, but those days have pretty well been eliminated, except for the odd case of, some mosquito problems here and there. Sitting Bull makes sense. Thumbs ups for Bruce, guys. Come on. I read the SEC failed to deliver stats. They published them twice a month. They are unbelievable. This should be Chewy's segment. Bruce, any thoughts on the All Right Solutions WPF merger? Is this a buy at $9.99? I have no idea. I have no thoughts, so I can't help you. Can you put the bagels through a business expense? Can you put them through as a business expense? I don't know. What Uncle Bruce just explained is why we buy with cash and hold the stock. There you go. Bruce, how much longer does it usually take, to lose all money after the squeeze on fine women and bread flour? The AMA with you at Abbott and Dr. Thomas says 85% of votes have more votes than shares. All right. Liz saying dividends. Wookie D, if there's an announcement that has to be made when there is more votes than shares accounted for, if there is an announcement that has to be made when there is more votes than the shares account, not sure what this means. Actually, I did not think they published true numbers on FUDs, failure to deliver, whatever that means. Bruce, do you think the increased competition in the EV space with VW and others will affect Tesla's share price? I doubt it. It'll be the results of the company that will determine the share price. Sorry, but what's this voting you're talking about? Can I vote too? As a shareholder of GameStop, you should be allowed to get a proxy document to vote for the shareholder. It's an email. You should be able to contact your broker and request a proxy form to vote your GameStop shares. So contact your brokerage firm by email or, link to them, and they have questions. Hit that, see what they say. Christopher King sounds like a good time. Ashley bought a few more shares each of IPOE and Gorse. These prices are marginally or magnetically opening the purse strings. Laughing out loud. There you go. Rob Ty. Bruce, what happens if a dividend is awarded with all the shares out there How are the actual shareholders determined and awarded? And how do they get their stock? Exactly. How do they get their dividend? Well, what happens is if GameStop were to issue a $5 a share special one-time dividend, GameStop, would have to cough up enough money for the 73.5 million shares that they've issued on their books. And their transfer agent will say, these are here are your 73.5 million shares that you've issued. However, in reality, there could be 250 million shares of GameStop out there. Now, who has to pay for those dividends for those other 180 million shares? Well, I'll tell you, whoever has shorted the stock officially and unofficially. So if you're a brokerage firm and you have 15 hedge funds that deal through you, no surprise, you probably would. And on your books, you are failing to deliver GameStop shares to the DTCC, and it represents 20 million shares. The brokerage house will be notified by the clearing company. They'll say, excuse us, we need you to deliver to us $100 million by this date, whatever that date is, the record date, for the $5 a share special dividend that GameStop has declared. You are short. You have not delivered 20 million shares to us. You owe us $100 million. Or deliver the stock, one or the other, between now and the record date. That might be 4 weeks away, 30 days or less. The brokerage firm, they get this on an email. They immediately send an email to their clients that are short stock, who have not delivered stock, and say, we have on our records that you have 1 million shares of GameStop. You have failed to deliver to us for clearing, for settlement. We require $5 million in cash from you for the 1 million shares you have not delivered to us in accordance with the special dividend that has been declared by GameStop. We need the money in the next 30 days. The seller of that stock has a choice to make. Cut a check for $1 million and stay where they are, or buy the stock back now before the record date. Get back as many shares as you can, so you don't have to issue $5 dividends. Maybe you're down to 100,000 shares from 1 million by then, and now you only have to cough up $500,000. You bought back 900,000 shares. Or wherever you've got this stock, if you've got this stock in the option market through call options, you put an exercise in on those call contracts right now, forcing the Chicago naked call writer to buy the stock on the open market to deliver to the client, who will then deliver to the broker, who will then deliver to the DTCC. Here's 1 million shares. We now only are on the hook for 19 million. This client is off the hook with us, but we have 19 other hedge funds with 1 million shares each we got to go after. And that will continue all simultaneously, all month long. And what tells me what could possibly happen if that were to take place, a special dividend of $5 a share, it's possible that maybe half of all the stock that is out there artificially will be bought up to avoid the dividend. The problem, of course, is that everyone who owns the stock knows I'm getting a $5 a share dividend as a gift from the company to me as a shareholder. And I'm quite happy to hold this stock until it reaches $250, even though it's $159.59 right now. Well, there's a problem for people who need the stock, because they need to buy stock to not pay the dividend. They got to buy it up from people who have the stock, who are going to collect the dividends. So now there's this little problem of, well, how high do I bid this thing up before they sell it to me? And some people might sell at 165. Some people might sell a little bit of stock at 170 or 75. Some might sell a little bit at 180, 85. It all depends on the individual and how many shares they want to sell, and if any, and all this sort of stuff, because you're only getting a $5 dividend. If it goes up $25 a share in the open market, and you're only getting a $5 dividend, take the $25 gain and sell and get out. Maybe that's your plan. Maybe you're figuring the stock can't go any higher than that. But then again, it might, because if 80 million shares of buying come in a 2-week time frame to gobble up a bunch of stock to get off the hook from the dividend, that could move this market to $225 a share, $240 a share, $250 a share. Everyone who has the stock is happy. Everyone who's short the stock is upset. The company's delighted. The company is delighted because it's only going to hand out $350 odd million from the 70 odd million shares that they've issued. The rest of the stock, they don't have to issue those dividends. It's not, they didn't sell any more stock. They're not short any stock. It's these players out here that are on the hook for that money. And if it's 250 million shares out there or 180 million more shares, they're on the hook for 900 million in cash. Yeah, that's $1 billion. They're going to want to buy back stock and just kind of be done with it. The problem is that all of them trying to buy into the stock, it's not going to be at 160 a share. It's not going to be 165 or 170 or 180. It's going to be 250 or higher. It could be 300 a share by the time they finish buying up their stock, which means, of course, everyone else who's still short is on the hook for the $5 a share, and they're carrying a $300 short stock now instead of a 160. They're $140 more out of the money. They've lost that much money per share. So if there's 100 million still out there short, and it went up to $300, it went up $140 times 100 million shares. That's 14 billion they've lost just carrying this position. They got to cough up this money to carry their short position. They might not want to do that. They might also buy back in. This could be right up during the run up to the payout or beyond the payout, where they've delivered their $500 million in dividends for the 100 million. And now they're buying back the stock. They're trying to get out of it. That could be happening too. And of course, a lot of speculators are out there going, geez, they're going to give a $5 a share dividend. This is going to cause a squeeze. I'm going to buy this stuff. I'm buying this at 165, 170. It's going to 250. I'm going to make a nice flip. I don't care about a GameStop. I just want to make money. And there will be millions of those. They're out there. This channel will have 25,000 views live at the same time that this is happening. They're out there. They'll all be here. Johnny come latelys. Some will watch this show and go, I like this show. I'm going to become a member of this guy's channel. That's pretty cool. Others will just go, nah, he's just a shill. I'm just watching him for the show. Anyway, that could happen. Yes, the dividend could be a problem for those who are short the stock. A big, big problem. Oh, my gosh. Yes, so much fun. So much fun. All right. Let's continue on. Moving forward. Thank you for that comment. We're at $160.21 right now, from what I can tell you. Looking good. Here we go. Uncle Bruce ousted COE. George Sherman was one of the board members to be voted on. Why keep him on the board? I think he's there until he's replaced by the new CEO. So they have now, he's agreed to be there and to act as a consultant to the company, and all is good. No hard feelings on the leave because he's walking away a multimillionaire. So he'll stick around as long as they want him, and he's a happy guy. He's being paid for his time. What can we do? A lot of people think Keanu Reeves is from Hawaii. But he's actually born in Lebanon and raised in Toronto. How about that? Just switched from Robinhood to Webull. The graphs are infinitely better. Bruce, I'm going to throw a grenade with recent Gates divorce. What are your thoughts on it being a way for him to save half of his investments in case he gets margin called? He will not get margin called. He is not into the margin at all. He's a cash buyer. He doesn't have debts. He's just fine. Thank you very much. 1 million shares of volume now on GameStop at 159.80. Look at this V. The V on GameStop. See, coming back up here. Started over here, down, and now coming up to there. Wow, huh? 159.95, around 160 at a 1,095,000 shares traded on GameStop. The market, the Dow is now up 8. It's just jumping up and down and up and down. S&P down 13, NASDAQ down 124.93. So there we have it. I was a big fan of You Can't Do That in Creston on Canadian television. Okay. You are the only thing that keeps me sane nowadays during the market open. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Lau Productions. Doing what I can. Let's see here. Level 2 is free on Webull for the first 2 months. Then it's $1.99 a month. Stock markets with Bruce. Check out the SPAC SPFR when you can. Announced a $1.6 billion merger. What else have we got going on here? So much happening. So much happening. Hang on, everybody. Thank you. There we go. I'm trying to keep up with these comments. So if his Uncle Bruce has said that George Sherman apparently deserves respect from Coop with Ryan Cohen on engineering this transformation of GameStop. Sherman has been a plus to be an honorary board member. It's a plus to have him, and he's done a fairly good job under pretty difficult circumstances. Remember, he was the CEO last year. When this entire mess started with the COVID. And Ryan Cohen was nowhere in the neighborhood. I mean, Ryan Cohen joined last year, November, December. Mr. Sherman was running the company the year before that, and he had to guide the company through the COVID problem. All through February, March, April, May, those early months. And he devised with his board and his group, they'd figured out how to keep the stores running via curbside pickup. So they closed the malls were closed, the retail fronts were shut down, but the staff was inside the store and they were able to process orders through the website for curbside pickup. And that kept the company flowing cash, and they didn't have to issue any stock to anybody to keep the company alive. That's a very good move. Let me just show you something real quick. I'll be right back. Hang on. Hi there. Thank you for enjoying that show. Hey, IPO, remember we had that love affair at $16.26. Now we leave me hanging at $15.20. It's now $14.99 again. It's on sale again. Ashley, even beyond that, you can compare graphs, change the candle times. Such a huge difference. I'm so excited with that. What was our low today? Low on GameStop today was 155.60. We're now at 160.29. On the stock. Okay, getting better. Let's see. No, Bama Babe. Possible the company could say something public about it, but usually they don't. I have read where the DTC actually have strong armed companies to issue more shares. I don't know if that's truly done by the DTCC. I have not heard of that myself. Companies issue stock when they feel like it, when it suits them financially. They're not going to issue stock under pressure just because the DTCC wants it. I don't see that. Let's see. Bugs love me. Went camping in Canada, came back with 127 bites. Still eating alive at cottages. How much to be my real life uncle? Obama Babe. That itself would have to be declared in the filing, which you all knew was pretty well went last time. Let's see. Mosquito magnets are heaven sent. I just got my proxy yesterday, says Lisa. You cannot vote when you own the underlying asset on eToro. De Grigio charges 10 euros for Europeans to vote, but it is possible. And let's talk a proxy mates talk. I got mine, but I thought we were not supposed to vote for Sherman. No, I think the board is saying go ahead. That's absolutely fine. Got mine from E-Trade. I voted. I could have had a few approximates, but my wife would not permit synthetics. No proxy info released yet on Webull. Ashley, no one knows that you can't cross a vector and a scalar. Let's see. Sadly, mosquitoes and pollinators, if we so happen to kill the bees, rely pretty heavily on the remaining pollinators, such as mosquitoes. Ron, I thought they wanted to keep him on the board, but I'm not sure. A vote record date, 15th of April, +2 means you must have bought by the 13th of April to be able to vote for and by the 8th of May, 8th of June for the 9th meeting. Okay, I got it. All right, that's what it is. But only for a fraction of mosquitoes of the human eating ones. We're working on ways to get rid of them. Let's see. Let's not talk about mosquitoes. Let's keep going. I want to talk mosquitoes. Let's do the green T-shirt now. Let's peel it. All right, let's do it. Let's take the clothes off. Let's take off the top here and let's show off the green T-shirt. Here we go. We're getting naked. Oh my God, we're getting naked. Oh, he's mussing up all that hair. All that hair is getting mussed up as he's taking off his top. Careful with those cups back there. There we go. Oh boy. Taking off the top so you can see the shirt for yourself. Oh my gosh. It's bagel time with Uncle Bruce. It's bagel time with Uncle Bruce. Enjoy it, folks, while it lasts. We got bagel time right here. We've got Uncle Bruce right here. We're having a bagel time. Thank you, everybody, for helping me out on Redbubble with these items that you're buying from us. Jen and I are so appreciative you're picking up some of these items. Hope you're enjoying them. We're pleased to bring them to you, and we appreciate these royalties. It's just fantastic. All of you, thank you so much. We are peeling. We have peeled GameStop. Here we go. 159.72. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Feel the GameStop. Feel it. It's time to go to the moon, Alice. Let's go. Oh my gosh. Let's show them how it's done today. Come on, GameStop, baby. 159.88 right now. Volume on GameStop is 1,157,000 shares. Not to get kind of excited about that, is it? And the only thing I can cook is copy pasta. Let's see. When the moon is reached, hedge funds can make some of their money back by selling bottled hedge fund tears. Let's see. A lot of mosquito talk. Let's see what we got going on here. Come on, GameStop. Oh. What can I tell you, folks? It is what it is. I got to put together a $3,000 roach order. I love you guys. Have a great day. Putting together an order for roaches. Oh, how exciting is that? 159.86 on GameStop. Just not going far. It kind of came back. It's up 38 cents. It kind of came back to even. And now it's just sitting here at 160.04. We need a breakout. We need 10 million viewers, 10 million followers on Reddit to buy 10 shares each. And this thing is gone to 2,500 a share. Simple as that, actually. It's just simple. I mean, why watch Congress when you can do that? Why not? As a matter of fact, why not, while Congress is having these meetings later today, why not have the stock run to 2,500 today while they're in meetings? Just kind of bring the point home that, we're out here. I don't know. It looks, let's see. Vote for Sherman so he doesn't sell. I bought 9 shares. Let's go. Oh my, the Dow up 31. NASDAQ down 119, S&P down 10, oil down 66 cents. Not a lot to jump up and down here at this point. All I can say, there's just not a lot to jump up and down about. AMC 928 up 11 cents. Microvision down 64. Fifth Wall down 16 cents. Vector Acquisition down 12. NavSite unchanged. IPOE at 1504 now, down 50. Gore's Holdings 1144 down 48. VGAC down 3 cents to 996. Starboard unchanged. Fortress down 2 to 998. SMH Vanek Vectors down 97 cents. The Home Depot up 4.15. IBM up $1.24. Microsoft down 32 cents. Apple down 30 cents. Tesla down 16.84. Bed Bath & Beyond up 8 cents. BlackBerry down 22 cents. There's just nothing going on here. On the cruise lines, not good. Royal Caribbean down to 79.58, down 3.42. Norwegian down $1.86 to 27.99. Carnival down 85 cents to 25.67. That's what we got. That's what they're doing. That's what's happening at the moment. QT Bruce, I like the sesame on the bagel font. There you go. Let's see. Yeah, and a B. I thought so too, but apparently Sherman, he saw GameStop's and his own interests, and he got on board the Ryan Cohen train. So he deserves our respect for not diluting GameStop too much. He didn't dilute GameStop. Before Cohen came about, there was no stock being sold by George Sherman into the market from GameStop. GameStop sold nothing in the open market, did not dilute their company by one single share through the entire pandemic. Brilliant move by GameStop. With only 73 million total outstanding. All of GameStop, 73 million. That's it. 400 million for AMC. Hundreds of millions for other companies. They've done nothing. It's beautiful. Bruce, did you see Becky laughing at Jay Farner this morning? Yes, I did see that. Yes. Here we go. I did see that. I can't get access to them. GameStop. I can't get access. GameStop website from Sweden. Why is that? I can't even see it. I say I don't have access. Is GameStop real? Well, I don't understand. Barry, I don't know why you can't do a Google search for GameStop. I don't know why you can't find it. It's very real. 5,000 locations. They're kind of real. Yeah, they're sort of real. Yeah, Becky Quick. She was snickering at this guy this morning when she interviewed him about, he was with Rocket Mortgage, and she was snickering about how his stock went from, what was it, $18, $20 to $40-something quickly with the Reddit crowd run, and then the short squeeze, and it came back down. And she was just snickering at it like, look what happened to you at the Reddit crowd, ha! And I'm just going, get her off the air. This is so unprofessional. So biased. I mean, so totally real. And it's the same with Sorkin and others. I really wonder with these guys. You're not getting an objective viewpoint on the markets, are you? You're just not. These folks are really. It's sad. Anyway, I don't know. What are you going to do? Sorry, folks. It is what it is, and that's the way it's going. And welcome to the world that we are in today. And I don't know. Barry, same in Denmark. Try the UK website. GameStop website is region locked to NA to prevent international hackers. Standard practice for American retail website. There you go. Bruce, it is different. It's because in different countries, they provide a different customer experience. Example, in Canada, GameStop is EB Games. And so if you look online, may not be available in your region. Exactly. I can't get into GameStop website to buy stuff on GameStop. They don't ship to Canada. EB Games ships in Canada. They don't have chairs available. That's why I don't have a GameStop chair now. Chris, what is the mechanism by which these artificial shares come to be in the first place? Did GameStop purposely allow this to happen to bring in extra revenue? No, there is no extra revenue for GameStop. There never was. Any of these shares being created artificially makes nothing for the company. Never will. Anybody who shorts GameStop stock does not put money into the GameStop account when that is done. A short sale is where you sell stock that you don't have. You get the money, you add just as much money to the pot, hand it to the broker, and hold your stock position short. And you hope to buy the stock back at a lower price. When you do, you get to keep the difference between what you sold it for and what you paid for it, and you get your margin back, and you've got a profit. That's how that works. The company gets nothing on short sales. Companies get nothing on artificial short sales. They get zero money for that. It means nothing to the companies whatsoever. It just puts more shares out in the open market to trade, which is what the brokers want. They want liquidity, and they get paid a sliver of a penny on each side of every trade they make. That's what they're about. The companies get none of that. It's not accepting the IP address from Sweden, apparently. Barry, thanks. Ashley, my daughter gave me a box set of Chanel. And it was like, thanks for the old lady gift set. Okay, let's see. You have to be a member of the super duper double secret club in order to see it. Oh my gosh, Uncle Bruce, you're my hero. Thank you for the chair from GameStop One. Ashley, Chanel makes good purses and shoes, and their fragrances smell fake and plastic. Okay. Yeah, here we go. A lot of USA websites are blocked because they don't comply with European Union data protection standards. There you go. But some of the artificial shares are long positions, no? Could well be. Still doesn't make any money for the company. Let's see. Yeah, Coinbase is plumbing. Glad I didn't buy that one. I felt like a Hogan's Heroes moment. Nothing. And let's see. How much money did that guy make? Sergeant Schultz. How much money that actor made playing that role? Unbelievable. Same with Kempler, who played the colonel. And all the other actors who were in that show. They made so much money for years and years and years. They just made a fortune. And did you know that most of those actors were all Jewish? Did you know that? Especially the Germans. The actors playing the German roles on Hogan's Heroes, they were all Jews. In real life. Unbelievable. Oh my God. You couldn't make a show like that today. Not a chance could you do it today. But back then, anything went. What can I say? Oh boy. Schultz was the best. He was hilarious. 160.84, 160.87, 67. A little better again, I guess. Up $1.10 now, $1.20. Getting excited? No. John Matt, wow. It is not about the money. It's about the message. Eat more bagels, get your vitamin B. There you go. It's all about the bagels, baby. It's all about the bagels. You gotta have bagel time with Uncle Bruce. That's what it's all about. You gotta get yourself a shirt. You can get this green color shirt with any of my logos on it. They're all available pretty well. So help yourself. And thank you all for supporting this channel the way you do. It's incredible. Love it. Let's see what else is going on here. Thank you all of you for being around here. Carmen, thank you, Carmen, for the order for a cell phone amplifier. We got you. You're going to get a cell phone amplifier for sure, Carmen. Fantastic. That came through. Well done. That's why I went on the air here. She was able to send me an e-transfer. Thank you. Any of you who are able to, if you want to buy a cell phone amplifier, or you just want to make a donation to my channel, you can certainly do it through my PayPal account, where the link is down below. But you can also do it through an e-transfer. I think if you're in Canada, you can definitely do it. I'm not sure about the US to here, but definitely within Canada, that can be done. So again, thank you all of you so much. We have, how many thumbs ups we got going today? How are we doing on the thumbs up, thumbs down ratio? Let me take a look here. I got 1,100 thumbs ups. Thank you, guys. 62 on the downside. Thank you for the 1,100 thumbs ups today. Appreciate it. If you're able to spare a thumbs ups for us today, I'd really be a nice gesture on your part. Those are free to hand out. It won't cost you anything. We're down to the last 3 minutes of this show as we're watching the GameStop now at 160.01. Thank you for throwing thumbs ups my way just on your own. I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Really, it's really nice of you. Fantastic, guys. We're just about done here. Let me just check a couple more things here. Yeah. Some more news about the Swiss bank, apparently. Let's introduce a little chaos. Bill, hey, Bruce, is it smart to buy 5 option contracts on IPOE for July 18? Yeah, it's okay. July, August, you're good. The deal should well be done by then. Hey, Uncle Bruce, just wanted to give you a heads up. I sent you an email last night with a design I did for you. I would love to hear your feedback on it. Jacob, thank you for that design. Jen and I are looking that over, and we're trying to figure out what we're going to do. I appreciate it very much. Something attractive about the smell of fine pipe tobacco. Okay. The actor who played Colonel Klink in Hogan Heroes had it written into his contract that he wouldn't play in any scene where the Germans won in any way. There you go. U.S. congressional hearing in about 30 minutes, part 3. It would not be considered market manipulation if we all agreed upon a Pacific time to all run GameStop Friday 2:45. We all buy 25 shares. Is that a problem? It's not a problem, is it? It's not a problem. Aaron, Sitting Bull, I'm an IT engineer by trade, so I'm very protective over privacy and what I do online. Dodgy people constantly scouring for your info. I hear you there. I used to work under a guy who looked like Colonel Klink. People made jokes about where his monocle is at when he became overbearing. For Mother's Day, get her what she really wants, GameStop shares. He hit the ask for me, keep her happy. There he goes, thumbs ups, thumbs ups. Why would people watch this show just to give a thumbs down? Makes no sense. Ashley, it took me buying a lot of the big name colognes to realize that what I was looking for. Okay, cologne is cologne. 25. Where's you, Rich? Here we go. Story time. Ask questions. GameStop looks bullish. Need volume. Bruce, do you have Buffalo Wild Wings in Canada? If so, what's your favorite NG sauce? Love jam and jalapeno. I don't know if we have a place like that. We don't go out. The only chicken wings I ever buy, Costco in Canada. They have deep fried chicken wings in Costco, and they're delicious. I don't put any topping on them. Just the topping they come with are great. It's great. I love it. Some people just want to watch the world burn. Cybersecurity gang rise up. We love you, Uncle B. Thank you. I'm far too drunk to buy shares at that time Friday afternoon. I can't do that. I'll be much too drunk. What's your advice for hedging against inflation? Any reserves you recommend of investments during a cycle of inflation? Glenn, let's talk about it when we get to 6 to 8% inflation. Right now, I don't want to talk about it. We're not going there. Derek Spaceman Ray's always working on and opened up a Fidelity account for my mother. Right on. Canada has wild wings. How to hedge against inflation by IBM, SMH, and Apple. There you go. Well, there's someone's advice. Do what you got to do. $160 on GameStop, right on the nose, up 52 cents. Very light volume today. We're sitting at volume of now 1.236 million. And AMC is at 928, up a dime. Very quiet there. It's up, but just barely up. Microvision down 53 cents. The Dow up 128 now. Now the Dow is at its high of the day. I mean, try to figure this thing out today. It is just all over the place. S&P up 4.6, NASDAQ down 53. So, folks, a lot easier said than done to try to figure all this out. Glenn, by the way, I'm not trying to be flippant. I appreciate this comment. I appreciate your donation. I'm just saying that we are not going to have inflation for years, and so there's no need to get ready for inflation trades. There's nothing happening. Whatever inflation we get will be so temporary. It's not going to last very long. And it's going to be slight. So there's nothing to worry about on your investment front to get ready for a massive inflation problem or anything like that. So fear not, my friend. We're going to be fine. Are there any stores in Canada beside Costco? Well, yeah, but yeah. Just got another 30 IPOE this morning to bring my average down to 1594, 125 total. Bring it on, SoFi. Bring it on. The failure to deliver cycle is persistent and exemplifies the naked short selling in Wall Street that Dr. Trimbath discussed. I want story time. I'm always sober. When you send me your money Fridays, I'll buy shares. Good deal. Conduit, the switch maybe after power hour. Tell us about your first trade you made. Buy the fear, sell the greed. This is the way. I'll have to tell you about these stories later because we're out of time. See you at Power Hour, Uncle Bruce. Apes, enjoy the day. We'll be back on at 3 o'clock Eastern time. My first 3 hours are done. I need a rest. And I got to get my batteries recharged and get ready for the afternoon session with you guys. We'll be on at 3 Eastern until 5 Eastern. I want to thank you for joining me today and hanging out. Appreciate it very much. I'm also like money, but I'm not going to just ignore an opportunity. In a sense, isn't the U.S. printing more money the smart thing to do since EU or Asia are doing it even more in this current crisis? Invest in America, build up, export to the world. Could be. Y'all, later. Thumbs, you bet. Thanks, guys, for being here. Appreciate it. 1,100 thumbs ups and counting. Thank you for that. So kind of you. 159.90 on the stock. Waiting to see if it'll break out today. Hopefully it'll happen. What can I say? Hoping for the best. Okay, guys, that's all she wrote. Thank you, everybody. We'll catch you this afternoon. Your finishing time is now my leaving time for work each day. Perfect. Catch you later. Those that can watch the Finance Committee hearing at noon. Oh, gosh, watch paint dry. Have a good nap. Good afternoon, everybody. Voting peeps, goodbye. Catch you later. Thank you, everybody. Will do, Bruce. Okay, we'll catch you this afternoon at 3. Bye for now.